wasted 8 minutes. So let's actually start this game. So anybody want to give a recap from last session?
What happened last game?
I could have.
Let's see. Let me look at my notes. I could give a recap.
Oh yeah, did we fit
Unless
the
somebody
dragon?
without inspiration wants to do it. Yeah, we started off mid-dragon fight, or like right at the beginning of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, my first line of notes was it's time to duel. So because of the Blue Eyes White Dragon theme song. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Got it. Good meme.
So yeah, we started off our battle with Chezaran, the blue dragon. Thornbur was unconscious. That's right. We started out with Thornbur unconscious after having just taken a lightning bolt to the nads. But boy, did his nads get their revenge.
Yes, it was beautiful.
Revenge of the Nads.
Belfrian was called out to the dragon in Draconic, trying to make peace, and the dragon was like kind of stringing her along, but that peace, nobody else in the party was going along with it, and so that peace did not happen. Chezaran just kind of stayed far away from us and was trying to charge out the lightning bolt and shoot at us, and was also told Belfrian to like kneel and make an offering. Thornbur blessed the party from his crotch, and the bless was extremely effective.
Very.
Too effective. Too
Very
effective.
effective.
Yeah, some like lingering crotch energy from the dragon blast. Let's see what else happened. I have like 2 in-depth notes of this damn battle. Chezaran at the end, as he was escaping, said that we upset his mother's plans, who he referred to as the Dragon of Statues, and that him and his brother will be back for revenge. The party then began the next morning, traveling south to Wamford to drop off all the shepherd's family and
Their cattle.
injured, all their livestock and the injured. What's his butt? Koros. We came across a group of knights who were worshippers of Helm, Jax, Gideona, and Janus. And if I remember correctly, Janus was actually a man. Just to be clear.
Yeah, right. So Janus
I
was a
did.
man, but Gideona was a female. She was a human female.
Okay, yeah. They were on their way to Helm's Hold. They're coming from Loudwater. Loudwater was also attacked by giants.
Stone dragons.
We dropped off Koros, the Hinfolk, and their flock with these knights of Helm, who were then going to go to Wamford with them on their way to Helm's Hold. And and we also gave them a letter just kind of detailing everything we had learned to give to the leader at Helm's Hold when they get there. And that was, I believe, the last thing.
So you're definitely not escorting them to Wamford, is that right?
They didn't want us.
I think our last plan was that we were going to. Our last plan that we had discussed was that we were now going to just head straight north.
To the hand
Try
of
and-
Anam.
Try and catch that gnome merchant we had heard of traveling the Desert Road, and eventually make our way to the Hand of Anam, where we're going to meet tall, blue, and handsome.
Well, were we gonna we were thinking of maybe heading up to see Zinfell? Didn't he say something?
Oh
about
yeah,
that?
I've been
Or
meaning
message
to
or
cast
something.
sending to Zinfell, but I have not done it.
I know that was somewhere on the list. Of
I'm
things
just
we wanted
nervous to find out what happened to her, you know. It's
Right.
not that the player keeps forgetting, it's that Thornbur's nervous.
You know, Yartar's got some cool things over there too.
Yartar?
Yeah.
We have a lot of things we could do.
Yartar is a place
Yeah.
that we don't want to go to, actually.
It has the whatchamacallit?
Aboleth.
Aboleth. and
Possible
we learned
aboleth, not confirmed.
something. I had a coin. I don't remember the exact details. It was a long time ago. I had some like coin with a raven or a goose or something. I don't remember.
Golden goose, and
It was a golden goose, yeah.
and it was Tact that had it. I don't think he gave it.
Yeah,
to you. He kept it.
Tact is heading towards Yartar. I mean, I don't know.
He's probably been waiting there.
It's like what are these?
Maybe, or you might have traveled a long time because we teleported.
No, we told
so.
him to not go to
That's
Yartar
true.
specifically and to meet up in Tribor, but he wasn't there. So then I was
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
blown
that's
out
right.
of the water.
Yeah.
That's
Remember.
correct. Yeah. Okay. So, did you guys already rest the night? And I gave you another
Yeah.
inspiration token, so it's okay if you have multiple. I don't mind.
Doubled up. Whoa.
Ooh.
There's only like a certain pool for the whole group. I think there's 6. So just be
Okay.
aware.
All right.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I'm taking somebody else's right now.
Okay. I'll
Hey,
use
you
it
took my
quickly.
inspiration.
But did you guys rest for the night, or
Yes,
were
we
you?
did. We
Okay,
did.
you did.
I have it in my
Okay.
notes.
So the next morning, so I guess what you do is also cast a hut. Is that right?
Yep.
Evan? Okay. And who's currently in your hut?
Whoever would like to be in my hut.
Okay.
I'm outside with Winter because Winter.
It's up to you. You have the Hilltopple family. You have the Helmites who have their own essentially like covered wagon. And then you have obviously the rest of the other PCs. So it's up to you to decide.
I would imagine all the PCs are, of course, welcome to come in. And
I would give up my spot for the NPC.
which one?
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, I think Thornbird too, especially since Zorana has to stay out with Winter.
I don't even mind.
But secretly, before going to bed, away from the group, Thornbird casts Death Ward on himself, which is now going to be his practice before every long rest, so long as he has a 4th level spell. He just
So
secretly
actually-
casts Death Ward on himself before resting.
It's a kind of chilly night. The sky is a little bit cloudy. The moon is not very high in the sky. It's kind of waning at the moment. It's a little bit bigger than a crescent, but it provides enough moonlight for you to like step away from the group and still be able to see. I think you have dark vision anyway.
Mhm.
But during that time, as you're casting Death Ward, you get a message in your head. You feel a familiar voice speak to your thoughts. And you recognize the voice quickly as Zinfel's. And it says, recovering fine in Neverwinter. Wish I could meet back with everyone at the hand. But Mother has put her foot down. Continue on without me.
And with sending, I can reply or no?
You can.
Yes.
Yeah, you can respond immediately with a message of 25 words or less.
Okay, I just respond and say, so glad to hear it. Miss you tons. New chick is super hot. And like a winky emoji if you can do those.
That takes up at least
So,
like
winky emoji,
5
eggplant,
characters.
eggplant.
Peach.
Oh god. No, none of that. I'm a man of the cloth. Just the wink.
All right, so that's cool. So you reply back, and then you feel the magic within your mind dissipate, but you think that your message came across no problem.
Nice.
All right, and then you finish the ritual of casting Death Ward upon yourself.
Mhm.
So at that time, then Balabar's got the hut up, and the Hilltop family is essentially going to be partaking of the hut. So that way they can sleep soundly in a protective barrier.
And I let the rest of the party know that Zinfel contacted me and that she's okay.
That is good to know.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Who?
I wish we could see her.
What
I
is
shrug.
Rogue?
You missed her by like 12 seconds, I swear.
Literally.
She like disappeared, and then you showed up like 12 seconds later or something
Yeah.
like that. It was crazy.
It's very strange.
You almost had the chance to meet her. You guys would have been
It
great
was
friends.
so close.
You will meet her one day.
So as you guys
Sure.
are talking about this, you actually can see something. You and Kareem, you guys spotted out of the corner of your eye, kind of along the road that's not too far from your current position. It's just a couple miles away. Kind of on the horizon to the west. And what you can see is what looks to be a very fast-moving light. And you can see that the light is kind of bobbing up and down. And you're not really sure what it is, but your best guess is maybe somebody holding a lantern riding on top of a horse at top speed.
And this is
Which
at
direction is
night,
it going?
right?
So it seems to be going north.
Mhm.
It's going
And
north.
it seems to be close to the road.
Thornbury, you see that?
Yeah. What's their deal?
You guys right now are the only people that have spotted it.
Should
Hey,
you use
guys.
the magic to try to talk to him? Do you have that?
Let's see.
Don't you have
mean,
yelling
they're-
armor?
Let's see, like how far away are these folks? They're like miles away from us.
Don't pay attention to the distance here. You're
Oh,
actually
okay.
kind of like, close to the river. You're kind of halfway between there.
Okay.
But don't pay too much attention to the scale. You definitely can see it. It's in the distance, maybe about 2 or 3 miles away is your best
Mhm.
guess. But as you guys are like kind of debating and talking about what to do, suddenly you see that the light looks like it topples to the ground, or somehow it maybe comes off the horse, or you're not really sure what happens. But then, like a second or two later, you hear like a scream that carries across the vast distance between you and it. It sounds like somebody in maybe great pain, or somebody like something happened, whoever that person was. And like everybody kind of like looks up for a moment, and it's like, and, you hear Jax, who's the lead Helmite, and he says, well, "What was that?" And then
Somebody in trouble?
Gideona and Janice also stand up and kind of like half draw their blades and are looking around.
There was a rider near the road with a lantern. I think they got attacked.
They seem to be going very fast. Maybe out of distress. I don't know.
Well, they screamed, so they probably need help.
I think
let's
it's
get the
hero
hell over
time.
there.
Do you want me to keep this thing up to keep them safe, the Hilltopples, or come with, or what?
So Roderick says, well, I don't think it's a very good idea for me to go out with you. I'm going to stay with my family if you don't mind. But if you have to drop the spell, so be it. Jack says, we'll stay with them. Go on ahead if you're mean to leave us.
Ammon, use your hut and take care of them.
Yes. And then, says, yeah, I got this.
I swear, he's becoming more and more distant.
I think he was distant from the beginning. To be honest.
In that case, I'll leave the hut and join the rest of the group.
Okay. So, like I said, your best guess, based off of how far away it was when you actually saw it, was probably about 2 or 3 miles. And as you guys begin to move as a group, you realize that it's going to take you a good amount of time to get there, even at a hustle.
I'm
Probably-
gonna have Blinky fly ahead up in the sky and see if he can get a good look.
Sure. So Blinky's got a 120-foot dark vision, right?
Yep.
Now? Okay. Yeah, and he's got a 50-foot speed?
60.
60. Okay, so he's traveling at about half. He gets there in half the time it would take you guys to get there. So it will take you about 20 minutes, but he'll get there in 10. And then you think that he's flown enough that he's still within a mile of you, but that you'd be able to potentially see through his eyes as you're familiar.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Okay. Just keep in mind, though, that while that's happening, you cannot see through your own eyes. And I assume that you're going to continue to keep your own hearing.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of bump into somebody and keep bumping into them until somebody like grabs onto me and just pushes me forward.
I'm gonna notice him doing that and grab him and sit him on Winter.
Perfect.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea because being blind, he's going to have a very difficult time actually, running through the dark.
Oh, sorry.
Right. So as you're bouncing along atop of Winter, and the rest of the group, is trying to move as quickly as possible to where they saw the light fall. You're looking through the eyes of Blinky, and from what you could see, you see that there is a shattered lantern, sputtering out in flames on the road, kind of like off the road, sort of like near it, but maybe moving as fast as it possibly could. And then what you also notice is that there is a horse there. The horse looks like it is not moving at all. It looks like it's very badly wounded or injured, perhaps unconscious, perhaps dead, because you see that its legs are at very odd angles and its neck appears possibly to be broken. You really can't tell because it's, you have to get a little bit closer and you're kind of flying high above.
Right.
And then you see that there is what looks to be the huddled form of not an unmoving, maybe humanoid creature, on the ground itself.
And that's it? That's the only creature I see?
Yep. At the moment, yes, that's it. But you can make a perception check with the owl.
I'd be using the owl's
Actually,
perception?
yeah, because you're seeing through its eyes, so
Right.
you'd be using your own perception check.
Okay.
Okay. So as you kind of sweep around and you get a little bit of a closer look, what you could tell is that the person is kind of like half entangled within their own cloak. And what you can also see is that there's several bags nearby. It almost looks like maybe backpacks or other things that this person was carrying with them, saddlebags perhaps. But this person, like I said, is half entangled in their cloak, and they're kind of like staring up at the sky. And you notice that they are completely pale white. Their mouth is open agape, and their eyes are open, but they look quite lifeless and dead.
I'll relay all of this to the group, basically just speaking as I see it.
Is it running along?
Shit. And we're still like 10 minutes out.
Vampires.
I keep a lookout for other creatures. Since I'm on Winter, I don't have to worry about walking.
Yeah. Okay. So looking around, what do you mean with Blinky, kind of like circling the skies and
Exactly. Seeing if I see anything in the coming towards us or around the road at all, that kind of thing.
Yeah, go ahead and make me another perception.
Yes.
Oh, you did it.
Where am I?
It's very disorienting.
Yeah, it is very disorienting, but pretty much due to not being able to see much beyond 120 feet, it's difficult to spot anything else of note in the area.
Okay.
We're not going to get there in time for me to save him, bring him back.
They might already be gone, but you should still check it out.
They do look quite pale.
I say this as I'm running.
Now, is anybody else doing anything?
Trying to look ahead, see as much as I can, but
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do
It's hard
something.
to see in the dark. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do something stupid,
uh-oh.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Perfect.
as I
Don't
always
do
do.
Don't do it. You're gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Don't do it.
I'm going to use my
You'll don't. Nope.
my armor
Yep. It's doing it.
to yell. Are you okay? Are you alive? I'm yelling.
Kareem, no.
It's gonna go
Kareem, shut up.
300 feet.
I'm like trying to cover his mouth. He's yelling out.
So although, if you are going to try to stop him, it's actually kind of difficult because
Yeah,
he doesn't
it's
really
just-
warn you when he does it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But
shaking me.
despite screaming that out and your voice carrying quite clearly for that distance, you're still too far away for anybody to even respond to you or to get any response back.
Get that. I'm just trying to see if they're okay.
Well, there might be
But you guys are
something else
huffing and
there.
puffing along. You know, the cool night air is, and the fact that you're breathing so heavily, it's causing this mist to come out of your mouths. And as you, close the distance between you and the fallen rider, you can catch your breath. I'm going to give everybody at this point just a level of exhaustion, just because you've been running at top speed. For 20 minutes trying to get here as quickly as possible.
Can we make like a con check so we check?
Is that
Yeah,
except for
actually, you know
Balabar?
what? I will allow everybody to make a Constitution saving throw. Balabar does not have to make one.
Woohoo! Oh, by the way, when he yelled as loud as he did, I would have returned my vision and senses to myself. Because that's quite alarming.
So I would say that probably Blinky didn't even hear it. You were just too far away.
Okay.
I think the only
Oh.
people that have to make a check. All right, yeah. So Belfrane is going to fail at a 7. So you'll have a level of exhaustion. You're kind of really winded after this very hard run. But you guys come upon the area almost kind of suddenly. You can see, like I said, the sputtering fire of the fallen lantern, the mangled form of a horse that looks like it was maybe attacked in top speed run, and then you can also see the huddled form of somebody wrapped in their cloak nearby the horse, as if
My
they
God, what's going on?
Try and sneakily go up to them, see if they're okay.
Okay, you don't have many things to actually hide behind, but you can move stealthily,
Just
along
try to be quiet.
the grass. Yeah, so go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Mm.
So you're pretty quiet as you're moving along. What's everybody else doing?
I think I'm just running full speed, trying to get there.
Oh, you're there. Everybody's kind of like, holding their knees, kind of like huffing and puffing, catching their breath. But you're up on the scene.
Check
I
the
just-
horse.
Yeah, I try and find the body and check the body.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
So both of you guys move up to the body, and like I said, wrapped up in a cloak, kind of like at odd angles, their limbs. And as you approach, you can tell that the body's kind of like laying on their back, face up toward the sky. Their skin appears like almost silvery in the moonlight. From what you could tell, they're really, really pale, and their eyes are wide open. Their mouth is agape, and as if in horror or pain, and they don't look like they're moving or breathing at all.
Can I
But
do like
you
a
can
medicine
make-
check?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and make me a
They're not turned to stone, are they?
no? Doesn't look like it's turned to stone. They definitely look fleshy. Cream, you can make a medicine check.
Well, Kareem, let me handle this. This is kind of my area of expertise.
Scream moves up and he starts like,
I'm trying to check his
This
pulse.
is just based
Right,
off of what you're
right.
looking at that's exposed.
Yes,
So if
right.
you want to actually, search the creature a little bit more closely, you have to make an investigation.
I've got
Search
like
the body,
my
I should say.
hands on their neck, trying to like feel the pulse or something.
Yeah, can Thornbird make a medicine check?
Yeah, sure.
We're just checking them out.
Oh,
There we go.
Very nice.
I'm
I
watching
told
the
you this is my specialty.
Yeah, so you move up to the body. You know exactly where to put your hands on the person's jugular to feel their pulse. And the first thing you notice is that their body feels cold. The second thing you notice is that they have no pulse. And then the third thing you notice as you're looking at the body is that they are their neck is covered in what looks to be dried, not dried blood, but You do notice that there are two distinct incisor-spaced
Vampire. Told you.
bite marks on
Vampire.
We don't know that.
What the hell is this?
Yeah.
Looks like they were bit by some creature.
A giant ant, probably.
Probably a giant ant, yes.
Can we do nature checks? to
Based
see
on
if-
my history and based on my intelligence, I assume that it is either a giant ant or some kind of giant beetle.
Can we do some kind of a history or intelligence check to see
You
if we
could,
can
you
or
could
think-
make
something?
me a religion check. using
religion
intelligence.
check?
I actually have decent religion, so I'm gonna do one.
Oh well.
Ah,
I
well,
got
I
high.
rolled really low.
Oh.
I'm not even gonna do it for
Roll low,
Thornburg.
boy.
Thornburg's pretty dumb. I'm not even gonna make a
No,
check.
no, do it. Do it.
No,
Do
no.
it. Do it.
Nope, he
Do
doesn't
it,
know.
Eric. Do
He
it,
doesn't know.
Eric.
Okay.
Country bumpkin Thornburg, come on, he doesn't know.
Oh,
Oh,
Belfrin's
shit.
been around. You know.
Alright. All right, so Belfrian, when that's pointed out to the group that these bite marks exist, or these marks exist in the person's neck, a story comes to mind. You know that such creatures known as vampires have the ability to drain a person of their blood with the bite, and these wounds resemble, a piercing mark from somebody whose, front incisors would have pierced that person's neck and drained them of it. Now, vampires, from what you know, are night creatures. They are evil, undead, and they are quite known to be powerful. You know that they are typically beautiful, but also tragic. The story that you remember as a kid is that oftentimes they're cursed with not being able to see the rising sun, not being able to enjoy the pleasures of life, such as food or drink, and that they have an insatiable thirst for blood.
Be on your guard. A vampire appears to be on the loose.
Vampire.
Vampire. I totally did not 100% know from the beginning it could have been a vampire.
What is this vampire?
It is a cursed undead creature that feasts on the blood of mortal beings.
Undead?
We fought giants before, so
That's my specialty.
how bad could a vampire be?
Are you going to point your radiant cock at it?
That's what I do best.
I'm gonna don my shield since you said to get prepared, or she said.
Now, keep in mind, all that Thornburg has done is just literally check the person's exposed skin and their neck. So, if you want to search a little bit more, you have to make an investigation.
I'm keeping a lookout and letting them search the body.
Yeah, sure, I'll make a search on the body, I guess.
So, Balabar, you can make me a perception, and Cream, with your 19 investigation, as you're looking over the body, you could tell that this person is wearing traveling clothes. They are male. They're human. They appear probably in their late 20s. They appear to be relatively handsome, blonde, and from what you can see, that there is a distinct mark upon what's it called? Not a mark, but sort of like a badge that
Symbol.
exists on the jerkin that they're wearing,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks to be to you what looks to be a hill with like a single house upon it, and the house has got like one lit window, and there seems to be smoke coming out of like a chimney at the top of the house. So it looks to be some sort of like odd heraldic maybe symbol or something like that. Aside from that, you can also tell that the person's got a dagger still in their belt in the sheath. Like I said, wearing leather armor. And the bags around this person nearby, one of them is kind of like spilled open. And what you can see inside are what look to be foodstuffs and clothing. kind of like halfway spilled out. There's also a pouch of coins on this person as well.
How
It's
many?
not very heavy, but as you pull it off and you start looking through it, you can tell that there seems to be maybe about 8 gold, 22 silver, and a handful of coppers.
They seem like a normal traveler across the road. They have regular coin. They have food in these baskets, or not baskets, sacks, I could say. And they seem like regular people.
Under garlic?
No garlic.
Huh?
What does garlic have to do with
Well,
this?
there's several other bags there. And like I said, the food's only halfway spilled out. You'll have to actually investigate the bag closer.
There might be garlic. I don't know.
Check it. We'll have a distinct smell.
Well, it's
So, Balabar, you don't see anything, but the owl, where's the owl at the moment?
Flying circles above us.
Okay.
Maybe like, say, 90 feet up.
Okay. The owl spots a nearby mouse.
food.
Does it attack it?
Yeah, it's an owl. So it swoops down and it grabs the mouse within its talons. It begins to feed. As it's now on the ground, shoving the mouse into its mouth.
Imagine this tiny little owl.
It's the size of the mouse.
Oh, Blinky.
It's a tiny field mouse. But yeah, so you said you were looking inside the bag, Kareem?
Sure.
Yeah. So you do see actually that there is a clove, there is a head of garlic in there, but it's
Garlic right there.
But it's not what's it called? It's not unpeeled in any way. It's just like a whole head of garlic. And on top of that, you also see that there are other traveling types of foodstuffs. You see hard cheese, bread, a roll of sausage, things like that, like somebody would take on the road with them. Some other fruits that would keep a long time, like apples.
Beltrin, why do you need the garlic? What's the point of this?
Well, I was just
You could make a nice dinner.
wondering if she knew that she was being pursued by vampires. Apparently, one of the rumors, the garlic fends them off.
It doesn't seem so this time.
Maybe he didn't have enough
No.
garlic, you know.
Can we tell where this traveler was coming from?
Well,
The south.
Considering they were going north,
I
they're
see.
coming from the south, so maybe.
They were heading north, so. They were heading north, that's just what I saw.
Maybe they came from
Trader
Walmart.
of some.
Maybe we should accompany those guys to Womford.
There's vampires in Walmart.
So
Belfrin?
there are a couple of other bags here.
Mhm, mhm.
So you could spend some time looking at those as well. And also, like I said, there
Yeah.
was a heraldic symbol on the person's jerkin.
Yeah, I'll mention that to them. Guys, there is this symbol on here. It's like a mountain and like a chimney and the house and stuff.
It's not really a mountain; it's a hill.
It's a large ground-based hill thing.
Can we roll something to try to identify it?
Yeah,
like a
so you
history?
take a look at it, and you can make a history intelligence check. Anybody wants to try?
I probably would have
Nah.
no clue.
I wouldn't either.
All right, Balabar and Belfrian, being from the north, you do recognize it. It seems to be the heraldic symbol for the Barge Right Inn.
That's close to Warmford.
Belfrin, question for you. I don't know much about this particular vampires, but I know about other undead. Is there a chance that this body's going to become one?
I'm like next to it too, keeping an eye on it, just in case. That happens.
I'm not sure. Do I know about transformations? Is that another of religion?
Yeah, I would go ahead and make another religion check.
No, I don't. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I can remove curses from things, but
That is a dead body. Can you
Yeah.
remove a curse from a dead body?
If I mean, it's
I
undead.
don't.
Is undead a curse?
I don't know.
Maybe we should.
It's a new spell.
Maybe to be safe. I know that's going to sound quite grotesque, but we could cut the head off.
Yeah.
I mean, do we know if any of this stuff would actually do anything?
I mean,
Don't want to dismember a body
if
It's true.
vampires,
just
undead,
because we.
Well,
vampire
the only
bit
person
them.
who would potentially know because they were able to identify the creature in the first place
Uh-huh.
probably caused those wounds is Belfry. She
Yeah.
was not successful enough.
Yeah, I don't think we should just go dismembering bodies.
We'll just
Well-
bury it.
Bury it in
Yeah.
pieces.
Hopefully, we say some rites over it, and it will
Yeah.
pass on.
Can I check the horse to see if it has marks on it too?
Yeah, so go ahead and make
Sprinkle some
I
holy
would say
water
a
on it.
medicine check on the horse. Are you trained? Are you proficient in animal handling?
I'm not proficient with medicine.
Alright, so this is going to be with disadvantage.
Oh.
I'm-
Why are you tugging on that
very-
horse cock?
I'm very
Yeah, looking
proficient
at this
in
horse, you're not even
equine
sure where to begin. It's got so many broken limbs. Horse's legs are kind of dangly, so it's very hard to tell how this creature actually died.
Thornbur, maybe this one died from something different. Do you want to come over here and look at this?
Well, it's not actually an animal handling check, Zorana.
Oh, I know,
It would just be a medicine check for you.
Handle
but-
the dead animal.
But because you're proficient,
I'm groping
in
it.
You were
animal
doing
handling,
it.
you would get a normal medicine check.
There you
All right, that's pretty good. So from what you can tell, looking over the horse, it looks like it died because it was running at top speed and its rider
it
got
just
attacked, and then it got spooked,
fucking
and
fell.
then essentially just tripped over itself and broke its own neck and legs. It doesn't look like it has any wounds caused by any of the vampire potentially.
Yeah, so this horse trampled himself. He's dead.
Ouch. That's rough.
It's quite sad.
Well,
Should we bury the horse too?
Of course.
yeah, let's bury them all.
Now, did
Let's
anybody
take his
actually-
book bags and
Let's
such.
Pull him off the rope.
I
can
guess we
look-
should take his coin too.
He won't.
Yeah. He
be.
won't
Might
be
as
needing
well.
it.
Well,
Did-
maybe he has family.
Did we go through all the bags, or there's some
No.
we did not go through?
Food,
No?
There's two.
cheese.
There's two other bags.
I'll go take a look at them.
I grabbed
Can I-
a piece
So the
of
bag
cheese.
yeah, sure. You grab a piece of cheese.
I'm eating.
You also saw some like underclothes in that bag as well, kind of like just regular toiletries, like maybe like a bristle, toothbrush. What looks like a paste maybe for for cleaning oneself, or like a toothpaste. But otherwise, and then some underclothes like
Sure, yes.
underwear or like a nightshirt. Yeah.
He
I'm
keeps his
taking-
underwear and his food in the same bag.
I would not eat that food.
It did look clean.
I'm taking my hand axe
And
and
I
I'm going
noticed that it was clean and laundered. It doesn't look soiled in any way. It was kind of almost nicely folded.
It's from under cheese. It's fun.
I'm still eating the cheese. It tastes fine.
I'm gonna take my hand axe and I'm going to cut off the emblem that we saw off of his robes or whatever the heck it's on.
Yeah, sure. It's a patch that's on his left breast.
Sure. So I'm gonna say I got the patch of barge right in.
And what's it called? One of the other bags holds just clothes, and you notice that there's a pair of like soft boots. They look unremarkable.
Okay.
And then the final bag actually holds like a few more sort of like adventuring supplies. You see that there is a couple flasks of oil, there's some rope, there is what looks to be something interesting, a scroll case, you notice, that has the cap like loosely secured on it. This case itself appears to be made of some hardened leather, and it's kind of waxy, like as if it's waterproof.
Yeah, I'd snag that.
Okay.
And then
Hey, now it's mine.
hand the bag of other stuff to one of the stronger people here.
Yeah, I'll
Pretty
take.
strong.
We can carry this back to the
family.
other group. They'll like
They'll make use of it.
having some more food and stuff, some more provisions on their trip.
Should we go with them now that those vampires are loose?
Probably. You know, just you never know.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind killing some undead on our way
We should
up north.
sprinkle some holy water on this poor victim, probably. Man,
We did just get all that holy water from the giants
a couple sprinkles.
place.
It's a good
You
idea.
also find a water skin in there, a mess kit, and what's it called? A tinderbox.
Yeah, they could probably use
We
that.
could burn their bodies. That is something of culture in my area where they burn the.
Cremation.
Yes, but it's for the peasants. But I mean, still, we could do it.
I feel like it's convenient.
Well, yeah, Lathander approves.
Fire.
For safety's sake. That's-
It would be easier to bury it too. Just ashes.
Yeah.
So
I'm not just gonna.
you're looking at the scroll case by the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. You open it up, and what you find is a single sheet of parchment rolled up there. And as you unfurl it, you see that it's written in the common tongue, kind of semi-fancy writing in black ink. And it reads, the Wamford bet has gotten more brazen. Send help immediately. Need assistance at Wamford and the old barge right in.
All right. I will definitely be telling that to others. It looks like we just got hired to go take care of the Wamford bat.
This is terrible news.
The Wamford bats got more active. Is that what it said?
Well,
We
I
can't
guess-
send those people knowing this. We have to go with them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
It's no longer a choice.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm secretly rejoicing.
Looking
about it.
around, you are.
I mean, I have this turn undead ability that I've never used, and I would love to get a chance. So this sounds like a lot of fun.
All right, and also looking around just the general area, you notice that the track marks from the horse. You can see actually. Then only Thornburg actually notices this. But you can see like the track marks from where the horse like trampled or toppled over itself, like deep gouges in the earth where that happened. But then you can also see that there is a line of tracks leading from a horse directly kind of like southwest in that direction.
Oh, you guys, look at these tracks. It looks like we have some tracks to follow. Maybe this was the person who
Was chasing him?
attacked him. Yeah.
Should we follow or should we go back to our friends before?
I would
Something
say
terrible
we go
happens to
back
them.
to them, in case whatever we're following already makes it back to them before we do, because we were just following it.
Yeah, I think it's on a horse anyway. Like, I feel like they got a head start. We're not going to catch up.
Should we do something with this body first? Did we
I'm
decide?
going to. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to carry it, and we could burn it and bury it,
Bury it.
if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna haul the body on my back.
Could just
All right.
burn
So
it
you
here.
pick up the body. It's currently over your shoulder. It feels very cold and feels a little bit lighter than you expected it to feel.
I acknowledge it, but I don't say anything out loud.
And where are you bringing it?
Back to the camp.
Sure. All right, so camp's about, like I said, a couple miles away. So it's are you guys walking back? You're not
Yeah.
hauling it.
Yeah, taking our time.
Wait, so why are you carrying the dead body across? Okay. Wait,
Yeah,
you know
let's-
what? You do you.
It's just
We can
burning here.
burn. There's already a fire at the camp. Why would they make a fire here?
Well, I can
That's
make
true,
fire
yeah,
pretty easy.
Yeah.
Well,
Fine. Well, don't want to just, I don't know, bring a dead body in front of a family like, hey, what's up, guys? Let's just burn this.
Yeah, that's true. They had kids, right?
They've seen enough shit. Are you kidding me? They were
They
captured by
don't-
giants and shit. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
That body's not going to be much to them.
I guess.
well,
I don't, you know what, fine. Okay, let's just.
more
just do it.
death isn't
Just-
going to help them at all.
It's not going to hurt them either. I mean, come on.
Okay,
Alright.
fine. Just bring it. Okay, just bring it.
It's fine.
All right. Okay, so you make the journey back. A couple of miles will take you roughly about 30, 40 minutes because you're not hauling it. You know, you're moving at a pretty much a steady pace.
I'm gonna immediately start preparations for creating a hole and a fire for the body.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll help with that.
Belfreen and I can just molder it
You actually,
and do that
when you
really
approach
fast.
the camp, you actually
I
notice
could just
No,
make
no,
a fire.
let
there's
the men
already a
go
fire
away.
burning. A campfire
So you-
that was set up by Janice earlier and seems to have been rekindled.
Yeah,
you'll
we
see-
need I think we need a bigger fire than the campfire for burning
Well,
this body, though.
Right. We can use some of the flames from there and bring them over to our fire, but we're gonna make our own.
I mean, I can literally cast a sphere of flame that'll just incinerate the thing. So
I could just use the
Yeah, you're
cantrip to
probably-
start a fire. We're
Probably
fine.
gonna have to
Yeah.
do that too, because there really isn't much kindling here. The campfire, like you pointed out, is very small. But a sphere of flame will definitely, be significant enough to put the body in and then burn it.
great.
Just sit there and
Okay, well,
firebolt it too.
I'm gonna start on the hole then.
And we'll set up like a little space for it.
Sure. So when you get to the actual camp, you find that the only people that are currently kind of outside keeping watch are Gideona, Janice, and Jax. You notice that Jax is kind of seated upon a log. And not a log, actually a stool from the covered wagon is what it looks like. And he's reading a book. And he looks up and it's very odd to Thornburg, who notices this, and Kareem, but he takes the book and he closes it very quickly and he tucks it immediately into his vest. He's not currently wearing his armor. Gideona is wearing her armor, and she stands up and at first doesn't really recognize you guys, and then puts her hand on the hilt of her blade and then says, "Oh, you've returned." And Jax stands up as well, and he's, "So, what was it?"
You might
Vampire.
have a problem. Yeah. Oh, yep. Okay. Right to it.
A what? They both look at each other, and then Janice kind of looks kind of clueless. He says, "What's that?"
I lay down the body carefully, respectfully.
Jax and Gideona immediately come over. Gideona is kind of looking around. She takes a glance at the body and then looks at you guys and gives Jax a very burning look. Jax himself, he kind of bends down and he does almost the same thing that Thorn did. He immediately goes for the person's neck and puts a finger to it and starts inspecting the area. And he says, "Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. Vampire indeed. This does not bode well." He says, "We'll have to keep a closer watch tonight."
We're going to burn the body, and we're not going north. We're going to follow you.
Well, I was thinking about snuffing this campfire, but burning the body's a good idea. He says, if this truly was a vampire that caused this, we don't want it coming back. He
It'll
says,
come back.
"I'm not really sure how those things," he says, "return to life on death, I would say, but burning the body is probably a sure bet."
Yeah.
He says,
I'll do that.
"This isn't good. I Do you know anything more? Were you able to find out anything from where you found the body?
There. Oh, it's I have this, and I show him the patch.
He says, oh, barge right in, as he recognizes that. And he says, that's right across the river from Wandford.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, apparently the vampire is from Womford, and they were going to go get help to fight it.
Gideona says, shit.
That's why we're here with you. We are giant killers. We got this. Vampires, nothing. Kill giants. Easy.
He says, they're completely different creatures. You understand that?
Yeah, I don't actually. I have no idea what vampires are.
How tall are vampires, actually?
They're pretty tall.
Good question. Do you know
This
this,
is,
Belfriend?
About human height.
Oh, we got this, no problem.
It's easy. They're small.
He says, either you're joking or you're making light of the situation, Jack said. He says, but vampires are no laughing matter. They're quite powerful as undead.
What do you know?
He knows more
He
than you
says-
do about vampires.
I've studied the undead in my time. He says, the teachings of Helm teach all manner of religious insights. He says, what I know about vampires is that they have few weaknesses and are quite powerful. Some are even accomplished spellcasters.
Weaknesses. That would be helpful.
He says, well, I know that they have an aversion to running water. I know that if they try to enter your home, they'll need an invitation. He says, as undead, they're also susceptible to things like holy water.
We just found a whole case of holy water.
Wait, they don't like running water. Why?
He says, not really sure. It's just something that vampires are averse to.
That's weird.
Well, I know a spell that I can create water, so that's cool. Like rain? Is rain count?
I mean, we got that jug.
No,
running
no,
water.
I don't think so. Rain, it has to be running water, like a river,
Like a river?
stream.
Ah, I see.
Oh,
They have
okay,
to
I
actually
see.
be within it.
Oh.
What about like a sink?
Submerged.
A
Doesn't
sink?
Doesn't
Well,
sink.
I guess if you were, there are such things as sinks.
Okay.
But he says, yeah, I guess if you held it under the sink, that would work. They're also susceptible to
right.
sunlight, and the only way to truly kill one is to take a stake made of wood and drive it into the creature's heart.
I love steak. So
Me
good.
too.
I usually
Neck.
have it with some broccoli at the side. Oh my god.
No,
I don't
no.
think that's what he's talking
Like a
about.
stick.
He says, "Aren't you from Mulholland?"
They have steak.
I thought your people did.
They eat steak. That's fine. We're not India. I mean, come
Gideona
on.
says, "I think it's pork. I think it's pork." they
Right.
eat."
Yeah, we don't. Well, most of them do not, but you know, I don't mind.
Those
I was
steaks,
never
eh?
very.
He
I
says,
was never really some of the culture there. It's, you know, whatever. I like it here better.
he says, well, this is a serious matter.
I'm already like sharpening the end of my quarterstaff. With the
Okay, you're like your knife out. You're like,
Take the heads off your arrows.
Are any of you good at woodwork or sharpening some things? Can you make like 8 stakes for me? I can enchant them and fly them around at a vampire.
Well, I'm decent
I
with
mean-
Oh, that would be so
smithing
cool.
tools.
Just get a couple branches and then I could sharpen up the knife. It's not rocket
Okay.
science.
I'll start
But
looking
what
around
a
for
rocket
branches.
you find surprisingly very few here. There's actually almost no trees near this area. In fact, the only reason that this was even kept as a campsite is because there's a nearby boulder that provides a good enough windbreak to it almost looks like a kind of like a standing stone that's at an odd angle and kind of just like halfway sunk into the dirt.
Mhm.
But it's all weathered. You don't see any markings really on
I put my own markings on it.
it.
Karim was here.
Like, what kind of markings are you talking about?
Ew.
He
A
draws.
smiley face.
He draws a big penis
Smiley face.
A nice smiley face with like burnt wood. So it like
with charcoal or something. He
Yeah.
used charcoal to draw on it.
perfect.
Sure. All right. He says, well, I think the Hilltopple family is sleeping, so I guess you can take care of the body, and we should figure out something to do about our watch. He looks at Janice and he says, "You all right?" And the guy looks like completely like full of fear. Like he's a young, fresh-faced guard. He's barely got like a mustache on his upper lip. It looks like his first mustache still, and he says, "Uh-huh." He just nods his head, kind of like very nervously.
I'm gonna grab his shoulder far from me, so I'm like kind of like doing like a side hug. And I'm gonna say, "Don't worry, we can do our watch together."
I'm also going to spend 10 minutes and make a alarm ritual around the area.
Okay. So I believe that's a 20-foot square. that right?
20-foot cube. Yep.
20-foot cube. Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
so
I
it's
alert
not
everyone
large enough.
to it. Yeah.
It's it is large enough to get a lot of the wagon, but you guys will be cramped if you decide to sleep, outside of it. I'm sorry, inside of it is what I meant to say. Otherwise, you can choose not to get the wagon and just set up some tents, and you should be fine.
Yeah, I don't care about the wagon. I'll just have
Okay.
the tent.
All right. So you take out some silver thread and you start creating the boundaries of the alarm spell.
Hmm. And I designate everyone with us as safe to pass through it.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
I guess I'll just cast Flaming Sphere on the body and burn it up.
Sure. And that's what, a minute?
Yeah, it only lasts a minute.
Okay. So it's not enough to completely incinerate the body, but it is very, very badly. It is charred to significant crisp as you essentially, concentrate and have the body just sitting in the sphere.
Okay, I'll do it for like I'll use a few spell slots and do it for a few more minutes to really try and
Ash it.
burn it up.
Okay. All right.
Don't use
Yeah.
too many spell slots. You might fight vampires at the end of this.
Yeah. How many spell slots do you actually use?
I'll use
As many as you need, Joe. What do we need?
yeah, how many does it
I would
take
say
me to
like
like
10
incinerate?
minutes of continuous
Okay.
burning would be enough.
All right.
Pull the spell slot.
I can't do that. But if I cast it at a higher level, it does more damage, so maybe...
Oh, okay. So I would say, every additional level, reduce the amount of time. by one.
Okay, so I'll use all my second and third level spell slots, which is 3 of each.
Okay.
God damn.
And that incinerates it?
Yes.
All right.
Oh boy!
We have an alarm.
That's a
It's
lot
okay.
of
If
fire.
we're he just said if we're
That sounds
inside a
like Bert.
house, they can't enter.
We have it in a hole. We have it in a pit right now.
Yeah.
The
And then
body.
we bury it up.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really in a pit. It's kind of, a distance away from the camp, maybe about a 50 or so feet. You kind of
Okay.
just laid it on the ground and then cast the spell over it. If you wanted to dig
Okay.
Oh.
a pit, that's okay.
Yeah, I got mold earth. It's easy.
Yeah, it's put inside of a little
Well,
tiny pit.
We're earth
Yeah, mold
benders.
earth actually only works on loose earth. So I read that again,
Oh.
just so that you're aware. It doesn't create like instant holes.
You can move earth and dig it. I guess not. Well, shit.
We could always use that one fucking guy we have, the big giant rock man. What's his name?
Karasensui?
Yeah,
we
that's right.
could if we wanted
Could,
to.
if you really wanted to.
I don't know if we want to do
No.
I don't
that.
think we need him to
No.
dig a
You don't need him to dig
grave.
a hole.
It's an option. It's out there, guys. Just throwing it out.
We only need a shallow grave. It's ashes that we're making. You can dig it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So yeah, we'll dig
I
a little
hear
pit.
that you're kind of digging a hole for this guy.
Yeah, I'll dig
Yeah.
the hole while he's
Before you actually put him in there? Okay, no problem. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there is mold earth. And like I said, it
I think it
Only
should
really
still
works on
technically
area
work. I
things.
think by loose earth, it really only means like if it's rock. If it's straight up rock, then we can't. But if it's like dirt and grass, I think we could. We could move dirt and grass.
yeah, I guess the definition of loose earth is a little bit loose. To me, I took it to mean like earth that was kind of tilled, you know, not like regular standing earth on the ground. But you know, in this particular case, I'll say that it does help, you know, to loosen the earth enough so that you create the pit in like practically no time.
Sure.
And then once the body is burned, you take the ashes and bones and you put it there, and then you're able to cover it over pretty easily.
All right, well, should we rest up and...
This process does take a little while because you have to wait for the bones and embers to cool. So it takes about an hour.
Okay. So after all that, should we just rest up and head out in the morning?
Yes, we need shifts. No more not shifts things. I don't want to do that anymore.
Agreed.
Smart.
I'll take the first shift with my friend over there.
Can you see in the dark? Can either of you see in the dark?
I can
His
see in the
armor, he
dark
can.
with my armor. Yes.
Okay, good. Perfect. There
Okay.
should be a person who can see in the dark on each watch.
And we should
how
have no
long-
fire.
How long are your watches?
I don't have a watch.
An hour
Dawn.
each,
They
I
don't
would assume.
exist.
Yeah.
An hour each?
Yeah.
And you're taking one at a time? You're not pairing up, right?
I'm gonna pair up with that one guy.
With Janice?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure the rest of the guards can give an hour if we need it.
Yeah, that's fine. You guys got plenty of people to do an hour watch each. That should be okay.
Before
Anything else
we...
you want to do?
Yeah, before we rest, I want to pull Jax aside and say,
All right. He looks at you and he says, how can I help
"Hey,
you?"
bud. What was that book you so quickly put away when we came up? You got anything to hide from us?"
He says, perceptive are we? He says, let's just say it's my own personal notes. He says, there's nothing wrong with that, is there? But
No.
your passive insight tells you that one, he's hiding something, and then number two is that you're not sure if he really likes you or not. You get the impression that like just his general demeanor kind of seems very cold toward you.
Mm-hmm.
Not toward the others, just toward you.
Okay. No, not necessarily. I just like to know the people I'm traveling with, and it seems like you have something to hide from me. I like honesty.
He says, well, he says, it's just a side hobby of mine. He says, nothing that would cause any harm to you or your companions. He says, or the people we travel. He says, just something that I've been looking into. That's all. Can we take it and leave it at that?
Does he seem like he's being honest there?
You can make an insight
All right.
actively.
I'm going to use one of my inspiration tokens.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
So I don't want to get fucked by this guy. Oh, thank God.
Totally worth.
All right. Let me just.
I'm just trying to tell if he's like being honest. If there's anything harmful towards us.
So yeah,
that he's hiding.
you don't get the impression that what his little book is anything harmful toward you guys. You think he's being genuine about what he just said. But like I said, he is clearly, does not want to share what he was looking at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't mean to pry into your business. I just need to protect my party. You understand?
He says,
I'll leave you be.
"Oh, I understand." He says, he kind of like laughs to himself too. He chuckles, and it's almost like almost not a scoff, but a derisive kind of chuckle. And he says, it's funny. Before you step away,
Mm-hmm.
he says, finding a follower Lathander out in the middle of nowhere like this. He says,
What's funny about that?
well, given the history of our religions.
Do I know anything about what he's talking about? Probably not.
Burned it a few days ago.
You can make me a religion check.
All right. Oh man. Yeah.
So yeah, you have no fucking clue what the hell he's talking about.
Why the hell does our priest have like a -1 in religion?
I'm done, man.
Intelligence. It's intelligence.
It's not book learning. I don't have book learning. Yeah, I kind of am a new convert, and I don't really read much of the Holy Scriptures or anything like that. What are you talking about?
He just looks at you and he says, "Well, you should." He says, "You should know the history." He says, "You really don't know what I'm talking about."
Not at all. I just really like the sun,
And fire.
Fire and the sun, they done me right.
Nice.
You never heard
Nice.
New dawn,
Cataclysm?
The dawn class.
the cataclysm.
The dawn cataclysm.
The dawn cataclysm sounds like maybe I heard it in Sunday school once, but I wasn't paying attention very well.
You can make me a history check. All right. So you realize that the Dawn Cataclysm was an event of the distant past. You know that it was an attempt by the god Lathander to reshape the pantheon of deities more in his own image. It's unknown exactly when this event occurred, but you do know that Lathander failed, and it resulted in the destruction of several deities and powerful outsiders.
Well, yeah, I know a little bit about that, but I don't really know Lathander that well. He seems like a good guy to me. I think he's reformed. I don't think he's trying to move and shake things as much as he was back in those days.
He looks at
It's
you
all
and
about-
he kind of like raises his chin and his mouth becomes like a thin, flat line. And he looks very skeptical at you and just nods his head. Is that right?
Hey, we'll see, right? We'll see, but I'm not a man who lives in history. This is why I follow a god of new dawns, right? And so I understand if you hold a grudge, but I hope that doesn't come between me and you, because we're about to go fight some fucking vampires, and we need to be on the same side down there, So
He nods. And
Amen.
he says,
Hallelujah.
No, you're right. I'm sorry for bringing it up. We have more important foes to deal with. He says, and there are darker religions out there than any begrudgment felt between our gods. He says, if you're curious, maybe I'll tell you the story one day.
yeah, it's a fair grudge, I suppose. Next time I talk to Lathander, I mean, I don't actually really talk to him, but if I ever do, I'll give him some words from Helm. You know.
He nods and he says, "Yes, you should learn the histories of our religions." He says, "It'll make you wiser and allow you to spread the word and gospel of Thunder as well."
Sure, yeah. I just don't like to read that much, but maybe you can tell me about it on our travels.
He nods. Very well. I'll think on this some more on how to best approach the subject.
All right. Well.
Is that all?
Yep. That's all. Thanks for being honest. Glad to have that all out in the open.
He nods and reluctantly he extends out his hand.
Yeah, I shake his hand.
He gives you a firm
Have a
grip
good
and
night.
then a nod of his head. Good night. And you guys walk back toward the camp. So you guys witnessed this exchange, anybody who was paying attention. But you didn't really, unless you were eavesdropping, didn't really hear what they say.
Probably just watching everything as I'm going to sleep. I don't think much of it.
I probably wasn't paying attention.
Anyone who looks at me as I'm walking back, I give him a little wink and an A-OK sign.
I give him my A.
Well, you do notice that Gideona was watching you. So as you do that, she kind of just like looks at you and her eyes like, kind of furrow and
We cool.
But yeah. So you notice that this whole time that you've been around her, she has not taken off her helm at all. So she says, "I'll stay up as long as possible to help out with any watches." She says, "All of you get your rest."
That is not necessary. We can do one watch each for an hour.
She looks at Kareem. She says, "It's my duty. I'm gonna do it, no matter what you say."
Oh, okay.
Well, that's unnecessary.
Their god is basically the god of watching. Like that's Helm's thing.
Yeah, don't take this from them.
You see that Jax retires to the cabin, not to the cabin, to the covered wagon, and Janice, stays with Kareem, and he says, "I'm ready when you are. You want to take the first one?"
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, then. Gideon is also watching with you guys. All right, so anyone else? Right?
After I set the alarm, I just go to sleep within it.
I'll
Okay.
take second watch.
Sure.
I'll take the watch after that.
Okay. So, aside from like distant wolf howls and the slow, the cloying of the air that eventually gets so thick that it starts to lightly drizzle, and that morning is pretty gray and overcast, you guys have a pretty uneventful watch, but you get the impression throughout the entire time that you get this really bad feeling, kind of like this feeling that either you're being watched or that you're like the days ahead may be a bit of a trial for. It's kind of like this lingering thought in the back of the head, like, oh shit, if there's really a vampire nearby, we've never fought such a thing before. Giants are one thing. Giants you can see and they're kind of up front and in your face. Vampires are.
I think Kareem is oblivious to that.
Yeah. Maybe.
He might have like a little bit of fear, but he's not like shaking his boots or anything.
No, nobody's shaking their boots, but it's just a sense that, this is something you don't know really much of anything about it. It puts you on edge, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Okay. But the morning rolls around. You're able to have a quiet breakfast and prepare for your travel south.
I'm gonna smoke my last tobacco.
Sure.
Oh god.
So it'll take you roughly about a day to get to Wamford. You're probably headed directly onto the Iron Road, and then from there you'll I'm sorry, not a day and a half, and then you'll probably have to go to travel along the road to Wamford itself.
Mhm.
Okay. As the day passes on, the weather gets a little bit worse, and visibility also is limited. There's a fog that kind of lingers and makes it really difficult to see very far at all. You also get the impression that that the travel is a little bit rough for the Hilltopple family as well. Like the mud, the ground that you're walking on starts to get muddy. The rain picks up, and overall, it's just a miserable wet day. And just to reiterate, the current date in game. I thought I wrote this down, but maybe not. The current date in game is Kythorn the 4th. Okay. So that's kind of like May 4th.
Mhm.
And if you think about it in terms.
Cool.
Okay.
While we're traveling, I'd like to just kind of chat up Jax about history of specifically the Dawn Cataclysm. And you don't have to like explain it to me now, but maybe I'll go read about it later, and this can be the time that Thornbur learns about that stuff.
Sure.
If he's willing to tell me.
Yeah. Well, what he does tell you is that he doesn't know much about the Dawn Cataclysm. Nobody really does.
Okay.
The chronology of it is kind of murky in mortal terms, and nobody has ever been able to date it definitively. But you do know that at some point during it, Lathander caused a divine purge. This is what he tells you. And during the Dawn Cataclysm, and Helm had a lover, a lesser deity of pragmatism called Murdain. And she was a victim of this divine purge. And that Helm has always held a grudge against the Morning Lord for this. But that Helm reserves his opposition for real deities, whose plots actually threaten the people and stability of Faerun, like Bane, Cyric, Mask, or Shar.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but he just holds like a grudge against Lathander.
Yeah.
And I assume there are some other gods maybe who do as well.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Good to know. Sorry about that.
But he does give you enough knowledge throughout the day that I'm gonna say in game terms. I'm gonna say that this would give you proficiency in any religion checks related to Lathander.
Okay, cool. Nice.
At least for the next 30 days. If you make the effort to actually learn, then you won't forget that information.
Okay. As long as I keep studying, I'll keep that proficiency. Cool.
Correct, yeah. And if you do it for like 30 consecutive days, you'll actually become proficient in religion.
As long as I don't have to read anything.
You're gonna have to make an effort, so.
I know. All right. Cool. Sounds good.
Did we ever get the name of that dragon that attacked us?
Yes.
Chezaran.
Chezaran. Okay, got it.
He yelled it at us as he lightninged my balls.
Well, I was just thinking that there is that other dragon that was out there for 500 gold piece to reward. At the barge right in which we're heading towards, so.
I think it was a different dragon. It was a
Yes,
bronze
it's
I
called.
think it was a
dragon.
green.
Not
Yeah,
green?
fella.
I don't know why I'm thinking bronze.
Golas said that, I don't know. Flying is fortune.
Yeah. All right. So, as you're traveling along and you finally get to the Iron Road, you find that the road is very, very muddy. It looks like it is not seen very recent travel. And as you finally come upon it, everybody seems relieved to not have to travel through the terrain of the valley itself. You could probably rest here for the night because you've been kind of going pretty slow. So at this point, it's probably best for you to set up a camp. Unless you want to continue onward and push through, at which point you risk exhaustion.
Because we're like not quite into Womford. But...
Well, you've been traveling a good 10 hours at this point.
How far
It's
away
not
are we
quite-
from it?
You're not quite to Womford. You probably have about another, 4 or 5 hours left.
Yeah, yep.
I don't want exhaustion.
I'd
Let's
set
play
up
safe,
camp.
guys.
Sure,
Sounds good.
that's fine.
Okay. So you set up the camp again, and much like the previous night, set up a watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'll set up an alarm too again.
Okay. All right.
Since people don't seem to want to go into my shelter.
We've become very attached to Winter the elk.
Fine, I have something for that.
I've literally lived with him for most of my life. How's an
What's
elk
the
live
watch
this long?
order?
I don't know.
So Gideona is up for the entire watch.
I'm gonna take the last one
The ship.
so I can be up with the sunrise.
I'm gonna be the first one with that other guard again. Whatever his name is, I forgot.
Janice
Yep, that's the one.
So Kareem and Janice.
and me again.
All right, and then Zorana. Okay, who else wants to participate?
I'll take a watch.
So Belfreen. Okay, and then Thornberry I heard was the last one.
Yeah. I think Balabar likes his sleep.
Sure does.
Beauty rest. It's
So
all right.
roughly your watches are about 2 hours each.
I mean, I slept through half a battle with a dragon, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, for sure. That's true.
I'm doing this for you, so I can be awake versus a vampire.
It's good. It's good.
Okay. So, Kareem and Janice, during your watch as night falls, you can hear some very, very distant wolf howls that seem to be getting closer. First, like you and Janice kind of look at each other, and Gideona as well, and she says, "That seems awfully close. You hear that, right?"
Yes, I hear it. I don't know what it is though.
Janice
Wolf.
says, "Oh, it sounds like a pack of wolves."
Is that what that sounds like?
Well, you can make me a nature check if you want.
Sure. I think I'm more used to hyenas rather than wolves.
Yeah, I don't know if we know that this is wolves.
Yeah, you're not really sure. It's kind of hard to tell. But as the wolves seem to be getting closer, you could see that the really dreary day, and it's been raining pretty much all day, kind of like not heavy rain, but enough to keep everything wet and humid. You can see that there is. Well, actually, do you have a campfire up at the moment?
Probably not, as we're going to sleep.
I would assume we
No.
do not, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
that's everyone
No.
else.
No,
Okay.
we put it out before we
So-
go to bed.
Just on, but you do have dark vision, right,
Mhm.
Kareem?
I do, yes,
Okay.
because of my armor. Otherwise, I would not.
All right. So what you think you can see are that they're kind of like these really dark patches of shadow that seem to be just on the edges of your on your vision here.
Do you
At
see
the
that?
moment, only you have noticed it.
There seems to be some kind of shadows. Do you see that?
Gideona kind of looks around, and Jenna says, "Ah." Gideona says, "Yeah, I think I see that as well.
Keep quiet.
Dark patches." She says, "We should be careful."
Are they coming towards us? I can tell.
No, it just gives you this really creepy feeling like you're being watched, and that the shadows are kind of lingering on the edge of your dark vision.
Should I do it?
No, absolutely not.
He's gonna yell with his armor, isn't he?
Nah, he's not. He's
Too
not.
well.
He told them to be quiet. That'd be kind of weird for.
Yeah, but it would be funny.
Gideona says, "I don't like this one bit. They're just lingering there, waiting."
If they move an inch, I'm going to wake up everyone else.
You guys sit for long minutes in silence, just watching. And you get this impression that you're just being watched in turn. They're not approaching, they're just looking at you.
I'm gonna wave.
Nothing waves
Oh.
It was like a testing wave, you know, like.
Nothing. Janice at some point says, "I don't like this at all. I think we're getting done, right? We're done, right?" He looks at Gideona. She says, "Just go." And you see that he immediately gets up and he practically runs into the cabin.
I don't know how I feel about leaving.
She says, "Well, your watch is over. If you want to wake your next person, you can go."
Ah, shit. Well. Yes, I'll go see the next person.
All right. Well, Zorana is next in the order.
Zorana, listen to me. There's shadow
Mhm.
people over to the edge of my vision.
Shadow people? What?
Yes,
What shadow?
I think I might. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, I think it sounds like you need some sleep. All right, my turn. Head to bed, buddy.
I don't want.
Yeah, you find your nerves really rustled about this. You don't feel like tired at all. It's almost like adrenaline is keeping you awake.
I'm gonna try to sleep in my armor.
All right. You toss and turn a lot, but minutes drag into longer minutes. And as you are trying to keep alert, Zorana, you get the impression as well. You see that that this chick Gideona, who has you still have not seen her face. She just keeps her helmet on at all times. She keeps her hand on the hilt of her blade, and she's just always like scanning like around the camp. You can't tell if she can see in the dark or not, but she looks like she perhaps could, because like her vision just like does like a 360 circuit around your entire camp every every minute or so, every couple minutes. But you begin to get this impression that you are being watched as well. And do you keep Winter
Yes.
asleep?
Or no. Well, you can't really
You-
see in the dark anyway, but
So you let him sleep?
yeah, I'll let him sleep.
Okay. You can make me a perception check.
As I'm looking with Gideona, I'm gonna be like, do you need to sleep? Like, do you need sleep?
She just looks at you, her helm like turns towards you. And she says, "I'm fine."
I mean, just asking. That's fair. That's cool. It'd be cool if I didn't need sleep. Perception check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. too distracted by the fact that this bitch don't need no sleep.
Pretty much. She kind of is a little bit intimidating. So, like every time you look at her, you get the impression she's also looking at you. Although it's really hard to tell because you don't see her face at all. But yeah, you don't get anything out of the ordinary. You don't see anything, but you do get that impression that you are being heavily watched. And eventually, minutes turn into hours, and she tells you, like, she kind of almost alerts you to it. She says, "Time's up."
Okay. I mean, I'll go get the next person.
All right. So you rouse Belfreen away.
Hey, wait, Belfry.
Good morning.
It's your turn to watch. Don't worry about Gideona. She's a very nice lady. She doesn't need sleep. It's kind of cool. Wish I didn't need sleep, but yeah, there's creepy stuff out there. Not to put you on edge or anything. I'm putting you on edge. Sorry.
What kind of creepy stuff?
There's like dark figures watching us, and we're watching back, I guess. So it's kind of like a big staring competition throughout the whole night, and we're taking turns. That's what's happening.
Are they humanoid or animal?
I couldn't really tell from just dark figures. Could be anything.
All right. Great.
Yeah. Keep an eye out, and I'll wink at her. You know, I just have one eye. Then go back to snuggle with Winter.
Just great.
So you see, as you kind of like join the others sleeping on the ground, you notice that Kareem is kind of tossing and turning. And he looks very uncomfortable. He's asleep, but he doesn't seem very comfortable at all. He's like always moving, and it makes it really difficult for you to fall. You know, you ever like sleep next to somebody who's always tossing and turning in bed? Like,
yeah, I'm used to that. I sleep with Winter.
Oh well, yeah. But it's kind of really distracting because Kareem's wearing heavy armor. It's, you know, you can hear it.
He just wants to give us exhaustion, guys. Just take it.
This is why I don't wake up.
All right, Belfrien. So you join Gideona.
Hey, Gideona, what's up? Anything watching you while you're watching it?
Sure, Zarana brought you up to speed.
Yep. There's eyes in the dark. We don't know what it is. Are we curious on finding out? You want me to take a closer look?
She says, "You can risk it if you wish." She says, "I'm not leaving here. But whatever it is, it's staying at our edges of sight." If I had to take a guess, I'd say wolves. We're surrounded by lots and lots of wolves at the moment.
Puppies? We're worried about puppies. Okay.
Oh no, I don't think these are puppies, friend.
Oh, big puppies.
Could be wargs.
Dire puppies.
I'm still asleep by the way.
Nightmares of wargs race through Kareem's
From
mind.
that
From the
first
first day.
The first game, which you guys did not play, and I got crit right off the bat
By a
by a
warg.
warg.
Was that the first attack roll?
That was
the
First,
war?
first game,
pretty
first
sure-
roll, first everything.
I think yeah.
First.
Jeez.
I think I went down too.
It's always serendipitous when the first roll of the game is a 20, right?
Mhm.
All right, so Belfrien, you can go ahead and make me a perception check as well.
Sure.
Unless you want to explore further.
Yeah, I was going to try and get a better view. See if these things are actually wolves.
All right. And how are you planning on doing that?
By walking over to them. Slowly. Steadily.
All right. Well, the cube of the alarm is
Right.
20 feet. So you, even walking to the edge, you get the impression you could see very large shadowy shapes. Occasionally they move, but it's hard to tell exactly what shape they are, except that you rolled significantly high in your perception, and you can see that occasionally you see the flash of eyes, kind of like a cat's eyes would be in the dark, where you can see that kind of like greenish sheen, greenish yellow sheen, and you can see that they are completely surrounding your camp everywhere. There's got to be 2 or 3 dozen of them.
Oh.
And they're fucking creepily just watching you. Like they are. They're not fucking. They're not. They're barely breathing. They are just like lingering at the edge, and you get this malevolent sense, that just gives you the total creeps, that these things are being intelligently manipulated or controlled.
Can I try speaking to them?
You can try whatever you like. You can certainly try.
Is your master the one-pert bat?
Gideon she says, "What are you doing?" when you start talking, and then you say that, and you begin to hear kind of like low rumbling growls from lupine creatures start to slowly kind of like get louder, a little bit louder as you speak.
Good job. Piss him off.
Oh, I love talking to animals. All animals are my friends.
She says, "Don't instigate them. Stop it," is what Gideona says. And you see at this point she stands up, and her hand is still on the hilt of her longsword at her side. And it looks like she's strapping her shield to her arm. Well, she's not strapping it. It was actually already strapped, but she's kind of like, adjusting it.
Mm-hmm.
Joe
Well,
speaking
they've been out
through
here for
Gideona.
hours. Right?
What'd you say, Susan?
Joe speaking through Gideona. Don't talk to them. He's telling us to not do it.
As you're kind of standing there and you turn back toward them because you briefly looked at Gideona as she was adjusting her shield. You can see that on the edges of your vision, it almost looks like the shadows themselves are kind of like growing elongated, moving as if they're alive. And what you can see is that there almost looks like thorny vines on the ground. They're kind of creeping in all around you. Like they're slowly kind of like moving on their own through the earth like snakes.
They're coming within range of the alarm, I suppose.
No. They're coming within range of your dark vision.
Oh, okay. That darkness, is that your master coming? Tell me, I won't be alarmed. You can trust in me.
Gideona, like you hear her walk up behind you, and then she says in a very harsh tone, she says, "Go back to sleep."
Oh no. to learn about these creatures.
And then you see that Gideona looks like almost like she's stunned for a moment. Like you see her completely stop moving, and it's a weird feeling because you can't see her facial features, but her helm kind of slightly turns to the right, as if she's not looking at you, but something off your shoulder.
Have you spotted something?
And then you hear a voice, a very subdued voice. It says, "Yes, good. Go back." And you see that she backs away from you, and she lets go of her sword, and she seems to just stand there. As you're like watching her, she only backs away 2 or 3 feet, but does not look like she's in a defensive stance at all. So her arms kind of like fall limply to her side, and her left arm's holding a shield. So she doesn't look like she's defending herself at all.
Oh, you've been beguiled.
Uh-oh.
Snap out of it, Gideona.
You hear somebody.
I guess I'll turn towards the cough.
Yep, and go ahead and make me a wisdom.
Uh-oh.
Certainly. Let's hope I have no dice. Okay. For the best.
Ooh.
18.
All right. So what you look at is a very attractive, pale-skinned man with kind of like wavy blonde hair, kind of tied up into a ponytail. He's immaculately dressed, very, very fine clothing. He's got like a white silk blouse with like these furrowed sleeves. And despite the temperature at night, he seems like he's not wearing a cloak or anything like that. He just seems kind of comfortable. He's definitely outside the range of the alarm, and just kind of standing there looking at you. And he cocks his head. You can see that there are sharp incisor teeth on his, and a slight smile on his face. And he says, "Interesting." He says, "What do I call you?"
My name is Belfrian. And you are?
He says, "You can call me Eric." And he gives a bow, his right hand kind of sweeping to his shoulder, and he seems very polite about it. He says,
Invite him in.
No.
I do like his name though.
He says, "You're quite beautiful."
Peach emoji.
Oh, please, you make me blush. You are attractive yourself.
He says, "Thank you. Where are you going?" "On your way to Wamford."
That's correct. We're escorting these poor shepherds.
Hmm. He looks past you and at them all sleeping on the ground. Well, do you want to take a walk with me? I'll keep you under my protection. How about that?
Oh, I don't think that would be wise.
I sure, no harm will come to you. The way he says "you" gives you like a really, it gives you the impression that like, yeah, well, no harm to your companions.
Somebody's talking in their sleep. mumbling. Companions are quite noisy.
That's actually what the alarm sounds like.
Nope, 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 nope,
Nope, nope, nope, nope.
Why have your wolves been watching us all night?
Says, well, I'm curious about. Says, you have quite a few beauties in your party.
I mean, I am beautiful.
He's quite handsome.
And any travelers on their way to Wamford, I take an interest in. Says, along with any travelers leaving.
Yes, we encountered someone on the road.
He sighs. He says, alas, Erdan's time was just... And he gives a kind of a shrug and a smile, like a very uncaring, dismissive way.
Did he do something to deserve you? Draining him of all his blood?
I can't have my business in Mumford disrupted. It's quite good there, along with the inn. I'm happy where I am. I don't want anyone meddling. You understand, right?
Yes, you're a tyrant.
No, not at all. I'm benevolent. Benevolent, he says. He says, I don't harm anyone within the town itself. All within Mumford and the inn are under protection.
So they're your cattle?
He says, no. Barbers? I wouldn't call them that. He says, what? I would rather that you perhaps turn around. Perhaps not go to Wamford, if you know what's better for you.
Now, if you look into your left pocket, you'll see that I have stuck a sharpened stick into it. Well, you were not looking. No, not really, but probably.
He says, Horace, and he kind of looks past you for a moment, and he says, he kind of like motions with his finger to Gideona. Horace, I might have to have Gideona here and do something. And you see that he, when he says that, you hear kind of like the shink of Gideona's longsword kind of being drawn.
Resist, Gideona.
Are you looking at her? You turn around and give her a look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you see her. She's kind of got her sword over her shoulder like this, and she's holding up her shield in front of her. She looks like she's not directing an attack at you, but like ready to attack you.
Oh, and I thought we were having polite conversation. This is very obviously become a threat.
No. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I don't want any harm to befall you. He says, I'm giving you the opportunity to leave. That is all. Merely skirt the village. He says, the rest of the family can stay. They'll be useful.
Cannot allow what you're doing to continue on.
He says,
So if we must come to blows, then let it be.
are you sure you're making a decision, Belfrin?
I guard the living, not the dead.
Think of Gideona. And you kind of hear her like rustle a little bit behind you, like as if she reaffirms her stance.
I
I'm going to cast.
well, no, I kind of I have my staff in hand, and I just kind of
Pointed at his face.
Well,
Fireball.
no, I do use the staff, but just to activate what's it called?
Light.
No.
Sunlight.
Bark skin on myself. So I
Save-
don't know if he'll notice that that's happening because it's
Oh,
through the
yeah.
staff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Just
so I
get
tap it
visibly
and my
turns into
skin.
bark.
Yep.
You hear him sigh, and then he says, you hear him tisk tisk. And then with that, you actually see him almost like his form just like completely melts away. You see it like turn into just a pool of mist that as it hits the ground just like spreads everywhere. The mist kind of almost looks like grayish silver in the in your dark vision because you don't currently have any light. And then all of a sudden you hear all the wolves around you just howl at the top of their lungs. And you can jump into initiative.
Uh-oh.
I'll talk about it in the morning.
I'm so glad I slept in my armor.
Thornbur is snoring and scratching his naked chest.
Oh, wait, naked?
I need to get you some sleeping
Oh, yeah,
armor.
I got my loincloth on. Once again.
You got like a shirt under your armor. Come on.
Hey, you saw the fan art. Don't you tell me what my character sleeps in.
Fine, you don't sleep in your shirt and pants.
Oh, there's no tracker.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, not yet. Don't roll it yet.
Oh, sorry.
If you
I got
roll
to, set a few things up.
Oh my god, what the fuck are we just getting into?
I'm keeping that roll though.
it. Well, you see,
Just change it.
we got into dragons in the middle of the night. Now we're getting into vampires in the middle of the night. We gotta get a next step.
Oh,
We got
it's all
dragons,
about
vampires,
fighting at night.
giants.
naked.
Where are we?
That's our new
I'm
thing.
gonna use the bathroom real quick before we start.
Yeah. Feel free to take a little bit of a break as they set things up over here. So,
Fair.
All right, be right back.
Nice chat there. Tell more talk. We'll talk about it in the morning. Too late.
Too late.
Good music.
All right.
Oh man.
Not good, guys.
Here's what must be done.
We had
You
worse,
just
right?
had to fucking.
I believe the description was 24 wolves.
2 to 3 dozen.
Wolves don't bother me. It's the undead. There's nothing I loathe more than undead.
Man, there's so much shit going on here. Every fucking town we go to is like a new problem. What is this?
Isn't
Let's
that
go live in the
life?
forest.
I
The
don't know.
whole of the
when
realms is lost without us.
When I live in the forest, it's not like it doesn't have any problems, you know.
Feel free to take a longer break, guys, because I'm gonna need like a couple minutes.
No problem. Take your time.
Did you guys see the Ready Player One movie?
Not yet.
Anybody seen that?
No.
Watch
Yeah,
the
yeah.
no.
I did see it, yeah.
Oh, you saw it, Joe? How'd you like it, or didn't like it, or whatever?
Did you read the book?
Mm-mm.
No.
I heard
Yeah,
the book is always better. If that's it. Is that what you're gonna say?
It's different in the book. I don't know if
Okay.
anybody here has actually read the book or not.
No.
No.
So, a lot of people don't like the book, but like a significant amount more do like the book. And I love the book. You know, it is not like, you know, a piece of Pulitzer Prize winning, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a Pulitzer Prize winning novel or anything like that, but I
Sure.
love it. It's like one of my favorite books because it's fun.
Nice.
It's a fun book to read. So, I mean, I saw
Yeah.
the movie and it was disappointing compared to the book, but on its
Fair.
own, yeah, but on its own, it was actually not bad. You know, so
Yeah. Since I have no context to the book. Oh, go ahead, Thornburg. You're gonna say.
I was just saying, I heard that the book has a big section of it that's D&D themed.
yes, yeah.
That's pretty
That's
cool. Makes me want to read that book. Although I'm a little too young to get a lot of the 80s references, which I hear the book is like heavily 80s references.
Well, you know, you don't need to. Yeah, I guess that might be affecting people. I grew up in the '80s, so I guess it's for me.
Uh-huh.
But I really like the book, and yes, it does have a large, you know, portion of the book is dedicated to some D&D stuff. So I don't want to like spoil it or anything, but
Uh-huh.
yeah. Sorry, I'm like doing two things at once here.
No, please.
That's what the 80s aspect is what makes Stranger Things so good.
I think if
Yeah.
you know a lot of 80s culture, it's you don't have to be living in the 80s to really.
Yeah, that's true. There's enough of that stuff that's like bled over and survived.
Like, there's so many references I totally understood because I've watched so many 80s movies.
Yeah, that's true. I have seen a lot of 80s movies.
That's all that the 80s were. Movies.
And big hair.
And music and other stuff.
Well, what I think the book did, the movie did a really good job of is not making it so much about the 80s, but making it more about video games.
Yeah.
And current pop culture. So,
I mean, if you watch AVGN, you'll probably get a lot of references. Right?
Oh yeah,
what's
sir.
AVGN?
I didn't really think about that. Like,
Oh.
how long ago was the book written? Is an old book?
Angry Video Game Nerd.
No, it is. It was written in 2011.
Okay, so it'd have like some general stuff in there that we probably know about. Maybe.
Yeah, I definitely think that I would recommend the movie to anybody who sees it. Definitely would. But I do also recommend the book highly. It is a very fun read, in my opinion.
You know, anything that's made from a book adaptation to a movie is usually not as good as the book. I don't know if you guys read Ender's Game and then watched the movie of Ender's Game.
I still haven't seen the movie. I read the book like when I was a kid.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
loved it. But
Yeah, that shit's so good.
that book's amazing. But
Movie
I've
is,
never.
like,
I like.
almost a completely different. It's the same premise, but like, I feel like those little details that I'm the only person that would care about, like year and date and ages of the characters, matter and make it weird that they change it, but they fucking feel like they completely fucking changed everything. But they
Yeah.
had to make it, a short enough book that it's not taking up all of Ender's life or something.
Yeah, I feel like it's really hard if a movie tries to stay honest to the book. It's like impossible to do that well because a book just has so much more content, like always, than a movie can have. But like one of my favorite examples, actually there's two, and they're both Wachowski brothers, are V for Vendetta and Cloud Atlas. I feel like they do those adaptations really well, but they totally change. Like V for Vendetta, they change a ton from the graphic novel.
I had no idea that was a book or a graphic novel or
Oh,
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's like a
it's an
comic.
awesome graphic novel written by Alan Moore, the guy who does like Watchmen and Swamp
I didn't know
Thing.
Cloud Atlas was a book, but I loved that movie so
Cl-
fucking much.
the book Cloud Atlas is pretty interesting. It's like it's totally different structure. It goes in order chronologically through like
Yeah,
the
and it
past.
jumps around the movie.
Yeah, it goes
more
like
or
in
less.
order, and it gets like halfway through each story, and then it goes to the latest story, and then it goes backwards chronologically and finishes every story. It's really weird structure.
It
But,
makes sense as you watch it because it's like doing the same kind of moving along of each story as you find things
Yeah.
out. But I love,
Yeah,
man, it's so good. I love all the connections in it and shit.
Yeah,
That's the kind of shit I like.
yeah, yeah. But they like, I think that you gotta like take liberties when you're making a adaptation. You like gotta change it and be willing to do that. Because if you're just trying to stick to it, you're fucked.
You fucked. All right. I think I'm almost done here. I just need to add one thing. By the way, this encounter is totally unplanned.
100
Belfry
more
wasn't
wolves.
supposed to instigate the wolves.
Just trying to talk to the wolves. I didn't
Yeah.
know any vampire would be popping out.
Hey man,
Just wanna
Hey,
check
man.
I don't
that
blame you.
with the
I don't
puppy.
blame you. So, one point of order, Joe. I had said the last short rest or the last long rest that I'm going to start casting Death Ward if I have a spell slot for it before I go to bed. And I didn't. I forgot to say it before this long rest, but
Mhm.
I'll remember to say that in the future. But
But I mean,
What do
he
you-
said
what do
that,
you
he said
think?
that his new sleep ward.
it's
was
a
cast
new
it before
character
you go to bed.
trait I'm trying to add into Thornbird, that he's terrified of death because
He
he's
did
gone
say that.
unconscious so many
He did
times.
say that.
But I
You
totally
did
understand
say
if
that
you
you were
don't
gonna
give
say
it to me. No pressure.
No pressure. All right.
Did we get our spells and stuff back?
Yeah, this is totally a fresh. You were fine.
Yeah, we took a long rest and then had a full day of travel, and then
Got it.
this was our long rest after that. That's what I'm saying. I said the death ward thing on the last long rest, but didn't say it on this one.
Yeah. All right. So let me just make sure things here. All right. I think everything looks good at this point. If you gotta go to the restroom, now's the time. Yep. I just got to do one more thing, but I'm going to move you to...
Yeah, don't roll until you get onto the other map, or else
And
it
click
won't
on the
transfer. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh shit.
So the only thing is, you guys don't really have any light at the moment.
It's all dark. So only the dark vision people have, what, 30 feet, 60 feet? And everything is...
I'm gonna make the tokens have 60 feet of light each. Or something like that.
Okay.
Or vision each. I don't know how it works.
Trying to
It's
number
completely
all
black.
the creatures
Yeah, you have
here,
to do both.
so that way it's not confusing.
Well, if they roll initiative, look, we can see which ones are which on the order.
Yeah, sure. So it looks like you're facing off against a significant amount of wolves.
Oh,
Let's see that.
look at all the puppies! Oh, they're so cute!
And
Hopefully
then
they're
also,
Mouther wolves or something.
the other thing is, due to everybody sleeping, except for Belfrine and Gideona, that won't affect your initiative, but like before, you're going to have to make perception checks to hear any combat going on. But actually, you know what? Because all the wolves howled, I'm going to allow perception check now.
Okay. Thornbird doesn't have any dark vision right now, just so you know. He should.
Really? Why not? I thought you
No,
normally
I think-
had dark vision as a Ismar.
I do. I mean, his token doesn't in the game,
What?
but I do have it.
Oh,
I know. I think the token might have gotten messed up when I switched character sheets and
no,
made everything difficult for you.
I must have fucked up your token. That's all. I think you should be okay now.
Perfect. Thank you.
And everybody else can see, right?
Yep.
Well,
yeah.
Winter's not going to be able to see.
Yeah, no.
So keep that in mind, because he does not have dark vision.
He can hear and smell and other stuff too.
Yeah.
But... So he'll like just disadvantage rolls or something. Group.
Tons of initiative rolls. All right, did all of you guys roll initiative here? I see Zorana, Balabar, Kareem, Thornbur, Belfrian, and Winter. Good. Just need to roll for Gideona.
Those some big wolves.
Yeah. And I did, the blue border is the alarm, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Right?
I can't see anything for some reason. My character. I don't know if you have to update my token to give me vision. I don't know.
Yep. I don't know
thank you.
why that dropped off, but
Cool.
Okay. So I think the whole map is set at this point. I'm gonna just head to the restroom real quick, and then we'll start.
Okay. Is the vampire guy on there?
No, he kind of faded into darkness. Or mist.
Oh, he like disappeared. I missed
Like
So
a
he'll-
fog of some sort?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
probably
it's
for the
going to
best.
reappear at some very inopportune time.
Or maybe he's just gonna let us go. He's like, it's too late in the night. I'll bother them tomorrow.
I'll see them
Or
at the town.
Maybe he assumes that the wolves will lead us.
Yeah, he doesn't know how badass we are yet.
Wait, does this mean I finally get to use
There's
barrage?
like mama wolves.
A what?
Don't tell Joe. Don't tell Joe. But there's only a dozen.
There might be more. more waves, you know?
Yeah.
Don't tell Joe.
We can't see into the darkness over here. So.
Well, maybe the one big,
Yeah, that's true.
maybe the one big wolf is like a, you know, like a flock of ravens. It's a flock of wolves is one token, you know. It's actually two bigger wolves.
A flock
and a
of
little
wolves.
tiny-
Oh god.
For some reason, when I heard you say flock, I heard guac. So I'm thinking guacamole.
Guacamole of wolves.
Guacawolies. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
Okay.
Do these wolves have guacamole?
The guacamole of wolves.
All right. So I got lost in all these initiative rolls, but perception checks looks like Valabar got an 11.
Oh.
Right?
Do I have to make a perception check too?
Yeah. Everybody who's sleeping.
Oh, my bad. Perception. Cool.
Yes. All right. Okay, good. So you guys are gonna wake up. You'll be able to act after the surprise round because you just woke up. You'll be prone on the ground. The only person who's not gonna wake up is Malabar.
damn it.
Is way too low.
My owl wakes up, and it can wake me up.
Or does 11 wake up?
It has advantage on all perception checks with hearing or sight.
Okay.
20.
And did he roll?
I just rolled a 20.
Good,
Yep.
good. Yes. So the owl will wake up, and yes, the owl can wake you up. But like I said, the owl's just like everybody else going to be surprised, so it's going to have to use its action. Did you roll initiative for the owl?
I just having it go on mine. Would you rather it on different?
For this, I'm going to say yeah. Because it's got to wake you up with its action.
Got it. Does it have an initiative on it?
Yeah.
It's
It'll
in
be
the
there.
right corner.
Yeah, it's like a little button. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So let me just check if it's on the list. Resort the order here. Okay, good. All right. So the first thing that happens is that, like I said, that guy like completely evaporates. He just like disappears right before your eyes and just turns into mist. And then Gideona, like you see her swing her longsword at you.
Oh.
At me, eh? Okay.
Oh yeah.
She has disadvantage.
Are the other guards gonna wake up too?
And why does she have disadvantage?
From my, I have the Gavel of the Ven rune, so Arbiter's Shield at the start of every combat attack rolls against you have disadvantage before the start of your first turn, provided that the gavel is on your person.
Very nice. Very good. All right. So we are going to take care of its attacks here. So she is super skilled. You notice that she, despite having this advantage, it's all her attacks? Is that correct?
Yeah. Attack rolls, so I guess all attacks.
So despite her disadvantage on attack rolls, she gets an 18, 17,
Okay.
and a 14.
At least the 14 misses.
14 misses, but she swings really quick 3 times. First she jabs, then she swings it around, and then the second shot goes like left, right across. You're able to dodge that one, but the other 2 come in really quick, much quicker than you expected them. And you're going to take 17 slashing from the first and 12 slashing from the second.
Can I? Am I awake enough and ready enough to be able to react to this?
No, you guys are all surprised. So you
Okay.
wake up, but you're groggily awake. So really the only 2 people that are getting to act in this round are the wolves who get into position, Belfreen and Gideona.
Okay.
All right. Belfreen, you can go.
Okay. I'm going to cast plant growth to slow down the wolves. So this is a 100-foot radius. It's centered on here. And then it'll cause them to, they have to spend 4 times movement to just move 1 square.
Wow.
But, and I can exclude some areas. So the area inside the alarm will be clear of the plant growth.
All right, but this makes an assumption that this area is all covered in plants. So, just to be very clear, what you pretty much see on the map is actually what you currently see. Like, you're kind of in between trees off the road.
There's no grass?
No, there is.
Yeah, would the grass work?
Yeah, all right. I'll allow that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a concentration spell?
No,
It is not.
no, it just happens.
Keep in mind
And
this
it-
also affects your allies.
Yep. Yes.
So pretty much the entire map suddenly gets overgrown with grass. You see all the plants grow thicker, thornier. You see the grass kind of grow out of the ground and get like really, really thick, almost up to like your knees. You're not affected because you're a druid, right? You get to move normally.
Well, I'm excluding the area inside the alarm spell, so everything in the blue box is not affected.
Oh, okay, good. Perfect. All right. All right. The horse that's currently sleeping on its not on its side, I guess horses sleep on knees. Is affected though, right? The one next to the wagon?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see. Can I do anything else? Yes, I have a minor action I can do as well. So I'm going to summon a bear spirit. So that will cause a 30-foot aura. It'll let's see, does it take a space? Yeah, I guess it'll be right here. And it produces a 30-foot aura. And all my allies will gain 14 temps and have advantage on strength saves and checks.
Okay.
14 temp what? Temp
Hit
HP?
points.
Yep.
Cool.
I still have
Nice.
previous.
And it's a 30-foot radius, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
As long as you're in the aura,
Move
you
it
have
around,
advantage to strength. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna give you control of it, so you should be able to move it around.
What is that, a teddy bear?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
All right.
Truly, it's fierce.
All right. Cool. So I think at this point you're finished.
Yep. Just gonna move a little bit closer to Kareem.
All right. So Zorana, you're awake. You hear the howling of wolves jostles. Then you open your eyes and you find that the area around you, but not where you're currently sleeping, is just covered with tall grass and overgrown plant growth. You see that there's like a kind of translucent glowing bear right before Belfrine, and Gideona seems to be like pointing her longsword and her shield directly at Belfrine. In a defensive and an offensive stance, actually. And on top of that, like just quickly looking around, you can see that there are a number of very large wolves around.
I was gonna ask that. How does this grass affect vision?
Well, being on the ground, it makes it difficult to see, but once you stand up, you'll be okay.
Okay.
I'll stand up and I'll look around like, Belfrin, what the fuck did you do?
I tried to talk to the wolves, then I talked to the vampire for a while, and then charmed Gideona, and we were under attack.
You had one job. Watch, not talk. Well,
Sorry, I'm a talker.
shit. I want to shoot some wolves with stuff and not shoot other people in the way, but there's people in the way. God damn it! Winter, move your fat ass. Well, I'll wake up Winter for one, I guess, if he's not already awake.
Shoot this wolf. This clear shot to that wolf.
All right, waking up Winter will take a. Did he fail his perception?
Oh, I didn't. I don't think I rolled for him.
Yeah, you should roll for him because he might be already awake.
Where is the There's no perception button for whatever reason.
It'd just be wisdom.
Okay.
Then.
Huh?
So no, that's
Nope.
actually not gonna.
He's not gonna wake up. Well, at least he's on the ground. I can shoot over him.
Yeah, but you can wake him up, but it'll take you an action. He doesn't wake up from the howling of wolves, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll probably let him sleep for a sec because I'm distracted by wolves all around me. So I want to do Conjure Barrage at... Yep, that's within 60 feet. How does this work? Non-magical weapon or piece of non-magical ammunition. Each creature in a 60-foot cone must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 3d8 damage or half as much on a save.
Gonna make a dex saving throw with that dire wolf there.
Don't you still have to shoot an arrow?
Yeah, it consumes an arrow.
Okay.
So
By
you
the way,
still have to roll an attack roll. Because you're shooting the arrow.
what does the spell read exactly?
Oh no, it's like it's not an attack roll. It's just straight dex save or they take damage or half as much if they don't make a save.
It's kind of like the arrow just becomes many and just swarms the area.
Yeah.
That's why it consumes one.
Yeah, all right. So you pull it out and you kind of fire an arrow in that area, but like you said, the arrow becomes many and it just barrages the area with a bunch. And by the way, the 2 tents that are on this map are not really there. So ignore them.
No. Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's going to fail its dexterity saving throw. You did it on the dire wolf in the middle, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a cone. It doesn't affect them all?
It's a cone.
All right.
It's a 60-foot cone.
60-foot cone. So yes, it would affect them all.
Hold on, let me just... There we go. How about that?
Shoot forward each creature in 60-foot cone. Where are you standing?
In the
Yeah, I see
middle.
you. That's gonna affect Winter.
Well, I was thinking if he's down, I'm shooting over him.
Not really.
Shit, I can't really. I don't know if I could.
I mean, you could move over here and shoot it out here. Couldn't you?
I guess.
I guess
Yeah.
maybe not. I don't know.
Or walk here, I guess. Or something.
Well, moving through allies is difficult terrain. Just be aware of that. So
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
So you have enough movement after standing up to be able to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I have dash as a bonus action.
All right, then you're good. So yeah, 60 feet, you definitely have range to hit all 3 of these guys. Each creature in the cone must make a saving throw, so I got to roll for the 2 wolves as well. All right. So... Oh, well, 2 wolves both pass, but the dire wolf in the middle doesn't.
Yeah, so they'll take 5. And he'll take 10.
All right, nice.
Nice. I Look at that. No minimum rolls in that one.
Well, it's pretty low, but it's better than ones.
No one. That's
No
the point.
ones.
No one.
Exactly.
No ones. Goddamn stupid ones. Okay, yeah, I'm done. That's my turn.
All right. So I think next in the order here is going to be Balabar.
Can I roll to see if all this noise wakes me up?
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey, all right.
Ooh.
So you do wake up, but you're surprised, so you don't get to act this turn.
Okay.
All right. So wolf number 6 is going to go. All right.
Four
so
times speed to get through it one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
every square equals 4. Takes 4
You can see
four
that the
squares to
wolves
move.
are all struggling against the, and it is only actually able to move 10 feet with a move action. So it gets closer to you, but that's about as far as it can get. And then we're back up to Belfrian.
Okay.
It's like hella difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Hella difficult.
Hella difficult terrain. That should be the spell description. Or the spell name.
So let's toss a ball of fire at wolf number 6. Produce flame. 18 to hit this guy. This guy for 4.
Yeah, wolf number 6 for 4 damage.
Yep.
All right. He's still alive, but now his fur is on fire as well as he's starting.
Okay. And that is it.
Okay, so wolf number 1 is going to go. Same thing as before. He's struggling, but with his full movement, he's actually able to Belfriend.
Oh shit.
But he can't attack because he used dash or something, right?
That's correct, yeah. So dire wolves look like they can move a little faster.
This
I don't know
is,
why I'm
this is
moving it
spooky.
that
We
way.
got 4 fronts.
So that's 10 feet. It's 15 feet. So it will get next to winter, but that's about it.
Okay.
Werewolf number 2. 5, 10, 15. That's all it's able to do. They normally have a speed of 50.
God. They're close.
And 3.
At least they can attack.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Oh, this is great. You bought us up.
Everybody wake up.
Nullified him for a round.
I'm gonna move right here. And I'm going to attack. I guess I'll attack the baby wolf first.
Baby wolf.
The baby.
The regular human-sized wolf, you know. And then there's the elk-sized wolf.
18 and then 14?
18 and 14, I believe, will both hit. Yep.
Okay, that'd be 20 damage to the baby wolf.
Which number is the baby wolf? I'm not really sure which one.
Wolf 1.
Wolf number 1. Okay. So you can tell me what happens there.
Uh-huh.
I aim for the throat and I get the throat.
Wolf
All right.
tricky.
Yeah, so with the second attack, you're able to wrap it around his throat, and then you hear a bone crunching snap as you whip your whip back. Okay. So anything else, Kareem?
Nope. I think that's all I could got. Yeah, that's it.
All right, wolf number 3 moves to there. Thornbur.
All right, I'm stand up, pull
By
up
the
the
way-
loincloth a little bit.
Gideona is under the spell. She's been charmed by the vampire.
Punch her in the face.
I kind of look around at the situation, and I'll see those 3 wolves over here that are standing next to each other, and I'll go, stay! And I'll cast Wall of Fire.
Oh,
And
God.
create a ring of fire around them.
Is that a good idea, Thornburg?
Yeah, do damage. The stuck inside the ring of fire.
Light the whole field ablaze. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, they're not, it's not a
Put a
wait,
ring
did I-
of fire around all of us.
It's not dry grass.
How big is the ring?
20-foot radius. Why is that not casting?
No, well, he's making it. He's making it.
Oh, here we
Cute
go.
Ring of fire.
What's the save?
Ring of fire.
Burn,
Dex
burn,
save.
burn.
Sorry, my.
The burning
that-
rings of
Is that
fire.
okay, right where it is?
Down, down, down.
Probably
Maybe up.
up.
Yeah, I was trying to get all 3 of them in
so
it.
There, don't keep in mind there's the hut, which is directly north of you, 2 squares.
That's the
If
tiny
you do the
hut.
ring, yeah. If you do the ring there, it's
Move
it's
it.
gonna touch the hut.
Move it like
Well, that's all right. The spell effect can't go through the hut.
right
So-
there. Yeah. Right there.
I'll
Right?
do it there, like
Yeah.
that.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And that captures all 3 of them in it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That works fine. And here now it should cast. There we go. So yeah, it's 20 feet high, 1 foot thick. Each creature, no, none of them are within the area of the actual wall itself, but one side deals fire damage to any creature that ends its turn within 10 feet of that side. So I'm going to make that the inside of the circle.
Okay.
So if any of them, which would be all of them, so at the end of their turns, they'll make a dex save against fire damage.
But the way you have it situated right now is that 7 and 8 are actually in the ring.
Okay. So I guess they would take it immediately then. They would make the dex save against it immediately.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and roll that. All right. So DC looks like is a 15 or 16.
16.
16.
Yeah.
All right. So they are both gonna fail. You said they take 11 damage.
So they each take 11 damage then.
You can
Yeah.
tell me what happens.
All right. Yeah, they just burn up in flame in the wall of flame. And
Right.
That's my action. And then as a bonus action, since I have that feat, I'll turn around and cast Spiritual Weapon. I'll cast it right in the corner of this square between Gideona and Wolf 3.
And Kareem and Zorana and Direwolf.
Right there. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll go for Wolf 3 with that one.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack
And
roll.
no. Critical miss.
So you summon it, but it just goes completely wide.
Damn. And then I'll just kind of step over this way.
Smell of burning fur thick in the air. The bright flame kind of like hurts your eyes from a completely dark around the area. But are you finished at this point?
Yep. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. All right. So Wolf 8 is dead, so I'll remove that guy from the order. Wolf number 2, he is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. Done. Wolf number 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, struggling against the plants. And then at this point now, we're at Winter, who's on the ground.
Let's do another perception check. Winter, come on, boy. Come on, who's my good boy? Who's my good Winter? Does that do it?
Thanks, Kareem. I didn't even notice my cover on my camera was down.
Oh.
All right. So, perception check.
Yes.
What's he doing?
He's
No, he's awake.
Oh.
What's he making the perception check?
Oh, I thought he wasn't awake.
Yeah, you got a 16 before.
Oh, okay,
You're
okay. Oh, fair enough. Okay. Let's see if I can try to have Winter bonk Gideon on the head. Trying to knock her out. Come on, Gideon, snap out of it. And that's probably not gonna hit. Nope.
No, it is not gonna hit. She actually doesn't even notice as Winter tries to get up and his foot just slips in mud and he ends up his first and
He's so graceful.
gets a mouthful of mud. All right,
That's his turn.
that's his turn. Okay, Blinky's up. So he's awake.
Yep. Blinky will take a look around and telepathically give me the situation. So when I stand up, I know where things are.
Sure. Anything else?
He'll fly up a little bit to have a lay of the land to be able to do that better. But yeah, otherwise good.
How high? 50 feet? 60?
Oh, dark vision?
No, his flight.
Oh, 60, yeah.
Want to do 60 then?
Dark vision's 120.
Even though I wrote 59, just keep in mind.
Okay.
Okay, so direwolf number 4. So he's on the inside of the circle at the moment, right? So
Yep.
immediately he has to make the save.
No, at the end of his turn,
Only at
he
the
has
end.
to make the
so
dex save.
he's going to try to jump through.
Okay. And then I think I'll have to make it going through. Well, let me see. Yeah, when it enters the wall for the first time. Yeah. So if he jumps through, he has to make the save.
It does succeed with an 18.
Okay. So you can just use that 11, or I can roll again.
Yeah, I'll use the 11. That's fine. And he gets to there with 15 feet of movement. But 15, so its speed is normally 50.
The
so
alarm
it
goes
is-
off.
Yeah, the alarm will go off at this point.
We're under attack!
Nope.
It's only going to take 5 minutes. Let's go and try to bite Thornburg.
I'm going to use my reaction, warding flare, to give him disadvantage as I make a light shine between us.
Right? So it is going to fail. Gets a 5. So it's going to have
Nice.
disadvantage on the attack. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't make a save or anything. It just has disadvantage on the attack.
All right. So due to the being suddenly blinded and its fur kind of on fire, it kind of yelps in pain, and it's like trying to bite you, but its eyes are just like, blinking against the bright light that you shine right into it as a reaction. So he misses.
Nice.
All right. So direwolf number 1 goes. That's 15 feet so far. You know what? It's 15. No. It would just double move and get to here. No, but it will not be able to attack.
Jesus, crowd.
Shit.
Okay.
So you guys are
It's
being
fine.
surrounded by wolves. Alright, I removed 7 from the order because it's dead, so now number 5 goes. That was the one that was a hit by the arrow barrages before. And all it's able to do, that's 20 feet. Alright, at this point, Gideona goes. She does not say anything. She directs her attention. She continues to direct her attention on Belfry.
Shit.
So she swings twice, 3 times. Right. These attacks do not have disadvantage, right?
Right.
All right. So the 13, I'm assuming is going to miss you because of the bark skin.
Correct.
The other 2 hit, 24 and 28. You're going to take.
The second one that hits, I'm gonna use my Sentinel ability.
All right.
14. I don't know if 14 hits. Probably not.
She is heavily armored. She's wearing full plate, and she has a shield.
Okay.
So it will miss. She's gonna do 15 slashing and then 16 slashing to you.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Oh God.
Oh, jeez.
Chuntia, save me. And some concentration.
What are you concentrating on?
The
Bark
bark
skin.
skin.
Ah, yes.
Whew.
Woo!
10 was.
Okay.
All right. So we are now at.
And this was the
round-
first time any of us had seen Gideona attack.
Yeah.
That's right. And you have no idea really what's going on.
What the fuck?
Except for what Belfrian said before.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Charmed.
that's right.
Yeah, so Zirana, it is now top of round 3, your turn. Oh, I'm sorry. You do hear a voice call out in the distance. It says, so sorry about that. I'll see you in Wamford. That's it.
You slimy, pale son of a bitch. Who isn't actually
You guys
slimy.
kind of heard this coming from the western direction.
What the fuck?
Although it's hard to tell, so really only the people with like a perception of 13 or higher.
I doubt I even heard it.
I probably
That's our
almost
good friend.
heard
I don't think you actually have.
Eric. The vampire.
All right, Zirana, you're up.
Gideona, what are you doing? Why is she doing that? Belfriend, what did you do?
She is under the control of the vampire.
Well, whoop-de-fucking-do. I'm gonna do another barrage. In this direction. I don't know if I could hit all 3 of those wolves with the cone or not. What's like the
Where you're
angle?
currently standing, you can. Because the spiritual weapon would be unaffected.
Mhm.
So, yeah. You would pick one of your corners. Right, just like that.
Yeah. Is it like an actual 90-degree corner? Or is it like a
Yeah.
45-degree?
Yeah.
So that's normally how cones work on a grid
Okay.
map. Right.
They're actually 90, okay.
All right, so let's see here. Dire Wolf number 2 needs to make a saving throw, and so did the wolves under. All right, so what's the DC 14? So Dire Wolf number 2 is going to succeed. The 2 wolves underneath. The middle one passes.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, the middle one fails. The other one passes. The bottom one passes. So it looks like you did 20 damage, though. Which is really good.
Mhm.
So that's going to kill the middle one outright. You can describe for me what happens.
Probably just gets loaded with like a bajillion magical, kind of, not really magical, but arrows into his body.
Blue glowing.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they glow blue.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. They're sure they glow.
Yeah.
Can you
then-
tell
but then
Zirana
they-
what her arrows do?
And then they change back to the normal color. They fade into the normal color.
Yeah, sure. Go with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and winter attacks and high attacks. So let's go for winter attack. Wolf number 5, maybe. He's kind of tired.
That will miss, yeah. Tries to, turn around and kind of give him a, one of the back legs. He tries to kick out one of his back legs.
Misses. Yep, that's all I can do.
All right,
That's my
so
turn.
I think it's Balabar's turn now.
Yep. I will stand up. That's what half my move. I'll use a bonus action to Misty Step on top of this, so I'm standing on it,
All right.
and then I will put a
Oh,
fireball
that's amazing.
over here to hit the 3 wolves on top. I already measured it out. I can hit just them and no one else.
Fireball. Where?
So if I put it right here, I don't hit anyone, but I hit all 3 wolves.
Oh, hold on a second.
Beep, 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 beep. I don't want to stay next to that wolf.
Yeah, good move. Good move.
None of us
Hey,
do.
it doesn't affect the people in the hut, right? Just to clarify.
Oh, that's an actual hut? No, it doesn't, because magic does not go through the hut. Correct.
There you go. So you're good. So I need to make 3 saving throws, it seems. All
Yep, let me roll
wolves on
for
the
you.
north side.
There you go.
All right. So first the wolf. Oh, it doesn't matter. That wolf is gonna die regardless.
That wolf's dead.
Even if it succeeds. The other 2, let me
Poof.
saving throws for them as a huge fireball just explodes in the area.
More fire in the brush.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like the middle wolf completely fails. It's not dead though. It takes the full brunt of the 34 damage to it, and like whimpers in pain as its matted fur just completely lights up. The other one succeeds. Doesn't seem as affected as the first 2, although he is still on fire as well.
All right, well, I'm at a safer place, and I'm done casting spells.
All right. I like how it looks like you're actually standing up top.
I know.
Yeah.
It does.
I know, that's amazing.
All right, so battle bar is finished. Wolf number 6. Let me just see. Yeah, that one's still alive. So it is going to move to here, and it is going to try to bite Serana.
Bring it
So they're sort of like in a pack. So you notice that they seem to be strengthened by that.
on. Pack tactics, of course.
Yeah, that's right. So I need you to make me a strength saving throw, as 19 is going to hit you.
Strength saving throw.
Yeah, and you're going to take 7 damage
Don't we have advantage?
as you
on
get bit by your lead.
Strength saving throws?
Strength checks you do. I don't know about saving throws.
Oh. Well.
Yeah.
Like that.
So it's actually going to bite you, kind of like in the shin, and as it does so, it pulls, and you feel your legs slip out from under you. You get knocked prone to the ground.
Wow.
And take 7 piercing damage.
Oh.
That's my good boot.
All right, so there you go. And next up in the order is Belfry.
Oh no, wait, we have temporary hit points.
Yes, don't forget your 14 temps.
Yeah, I'll go through that first.
Yes.
I think we got this fight, guys.
Might
be just
we have-
making us waste stuff.
Except we have like this killing machine ally in the center of us. It's going to drop us one by one.
Well, we could try to like pin her down after the fight.
I can kill her.
Now metagaming, so
I'm happy to kill her for you.
Please
just
kill her.
fireball right in the middle. Just hit her with
Yeah.
fireball.
Y'all dodge. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, let's do. I'm gonna thunder wave these 2 dire wolves north of me. And I think I'll cast it at a higher level.
You hear shouts coming from within the wagon. You see one of the windows open. Looks like Jax peers his head on. He says, "What? What is going on?" And the horse also that is holding the wagon seems to be very agitated at the moment. It rears up and is neighing fiercely.
Uh-oh.
Within the grass, of course.
You can't move that fast, don't worry.
So it looks like I need to make 2 Constitution saves for the 2 direwolves to the north.
Yep.
Okay, so the one on the left is going to fail. You can tell me what happens to that guy.
I let out a burst of thunder as I clap my staff to the ground, and he just kind of explodes from the shockwave.
All right. Anything else?
And this one, the other one saved or failed
He
as
did.
well.
Did.
Okay, so he's not pushed. Push this body back so I have a little maneuvering room.
All right.
And let's
Claustrophobic.
see. Yeah. Minor. Here I cast a spell.
Did you roll me? Did roll me concentration checks, right?
Yeah. Let's see if I can't get away from Gideona. Come on, don't I have something? No, I don't have it. Minor action to cast Shillelagh. Or bonus action to cast Shillelagh.
Cool.
And I'm done.
All right. Good stuff. So you are finished. Direwolf number 3 is going to go. So it is just going to move to here, and it is going to try to bite Winter. Utilizing the pack tactics of its allies.
Uh-oh.
Advantage.
Advantage. Gets 16 to hit.
16 hit.
Advantage.
Strength saving throw from Winter here. 16 to hit. Strength saving throw. He's going to succeed,
no.
so he does not get pulled to the ground, but he does take a bite to his flank for 11 piercing damage as the direwolf digs its sharp fangs into it.
It. You mean him?
Yeah, into Winter.
Advantage.
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 All right, number 2, the direwolf next to Kareem will try to bite Kareem.
Let's see if we can try.
He will also get advantage.
Wait, why does he get advantage?
Because technically, Gideona's an ally.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You right.
Yep.
She's
All right.
fucking
Damn.
us.
So it's gonna get a 20 to hit.
Good damn you, Joe. Yeah, it is.
All right. So strength saving throw, please, and you gotta take 9 piercing.
Oh wow, I rolled low.
Yep. That is actually still enough to succeed, though. You find yourself almost brought to your knees, but you're able to resist it as he bites your leg. Rips out a chunk of flesh from your knife.
How much damage?
9.
Okay.
All right, Kareem.
I'm a whip it. Whip it good. 18.
You're attacking the big guy, right? So 18 will hit and a 20 will hit.
10, 6, and you know what? I'm gonna make one of those a menacing attack. Because let's just do damage, why not? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make it a pushing attack instead. I assume it's... I can do that? I hope?
I don't see anything about... Yeah, it's a large creature, so that is fine.
Okay,
I gotta
cool.
make a strength saving throw.
Yeah, AC 16.
Okay. It is actually going to succeed. So resist the force of your push attack, but it does take the additional 1 damage.
Damn.
It's still alive as you try to whip the creature back from you, but it is still growling fiercely between bared teeth, blood
Back.
your blood. All right.
Nasty wolf.
Wolf
back, you
number
beast.
3 is dead, so I'm going to remove that guy. And Thornberg, you're up again. You're concentrating on the wall, right?
Yes, I am. Though, yeah.
At this point, it's kind of not
Yeah.
doing anything.
but I'm going to turn to Gideona and say, "Charmed, you say?"
Hmm.
And I'll touch her and say, "Feel better," and cast a greater restoration on her.
Ooh.
Oh, except I don't have any diamond dust, probably. I do have diamonds, but not dust.
That's right.
Crush it.
So,
Your
so
hand.
I take out these diamonds and try to cast it.
Fuck. That's right. It is unsuccessful.
Shit.
In addition, he is an enemy, so technically you have to roll to attack to touch her anyway.
Hmm.
Well, that's shitty.
You still use your weapon, your magical weapon. Bonus action.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna move it over here to help Winter out.
All right.
Seeing Winter getting fucked up over there.
He's fine.
And,
You get a temp hit points, right?
yeah.
The temp hit.
The temp
Go for wolf number 6 there.
All right. So wolf number 6, 25 is definitely gonna hit. You can tell me what happens.
Just spears through him. The spiritual weapon.
All right. You hear the wolf
Aha.
whimper aloud, crying out in pain before it slumps down. I'm dead.
Thank you, Thornbury.
I'm just like looking at the diamonds in my hand, like, fuck, there goes my plan. I look up at Gideon, I'm sorry.
You gotta crush him before you snort him, you know? You can't just straight up snort like
That's a good rule.
uncrushed diamond.
All right. Wolf
Or
number
that
2
pink
is
jello.
dead. Wolf number 4 is still alive. It will move to here and try to bite Zorana. And yes, it will get advantage. And you're already on the ground anyway. So it's going to succeed. It hits its AC 22. As it tears at your leg on the ground and starts, like a dog chewing a toy. Yeah.
Reaction.
All right, go for it. You're going to take 7 piercing, though, Zorana, as you get bit.
Okay. Look, that's all the temporary
Oops.
hit points.
10 is the actual roll. I thought it was lagging or something. I don't know.
10 will unfortunately miss. You try to hit it, but it's just moving with Zorana too fiercely that you're trying not to hit Zorana in the process. And then Winter will go.
Damn it, he'd try to hit the other one that just bit me, but he's kind of way over there. So, he's gonna try and hit the big old dire wolf. Werewolf? Because it's right in front of him. And it's his size.
Them dire wolves.
The dire wolves. It's gonna hit him.
Yeah. So
For-
21.
11 damage.
All right, he is still alive, and you're able to finally connect with your very large antlers across the wolf's face. Huge gash marks appear, and it just bares its teeth and growls fiercely.
Take that, bitch.
All right, Blinky.
Blinky will move over here and also fly down to about 30 feet, and we'll be ready to help next turn.
All right. Thank you. All right, so direwolf number 4 is still alive. It is going to try to bite Thornbur. It's going to get advantage because it's Thornbur's next to Gideona.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Motherfucker.
But it is a poor aimed bite at you, as you are
Aha.
able to easily sidestep the attack.
Remember, I don't have my armor on.
Oh, that's right.
Line
So
of claw.
AC 12.
It's it's 10, but I can raise it to 12 with my parry.
So it will actually still hit you. So I'm gonna need you to make me a strength saving throw, as you do get bit in the arm and it tries to drag you down to the floor. You're able to succeed though. You pull your arm away from the creature's, very strong jaw, but you do take 6 piercing damage as it rakes across your arm.
You should get a loincloth protection or something.
I know.
All right. Wolf number 5, the one next to Winter, is going to try to bite him. It gets a 14 to hit.
Yes. 13.
Yep. And it bites him in one of the hind legs. I need him to make a strength saving throw.
Strength save.
It is going to succeed and resist being pulled down, but it does. Winter does take 5 piercing damage from the
Tiny
wolf's bite.
wolf cannot bring down big elk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gideona, now you did already use your reaction, right?
I have.
Gideona's going to continue to concentrate on Belfreen.
No.
Oh, shit.
Knock me out.
I'm gonna use for the first attack my no. Wait, did I use my reaction? No, because I didn't parry. So I'm gonna use my warding flare again to give the first attack disadvantage.
All right, sure. That'd be fine. So with disadvantage, gets only a 14 to hit Belfreen. So
Yes,
miss. So she's blinded temporarily, but then waves it away with her shield arm, and then continues to follow it up with 2 more longsword attacks. Gets a 22 and then a 20.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So it looks like you're going to take 16 and 18 damage.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. You brought this upon yourself.
And I need you to make 2 Constitution save throws, please.
No, I'm at negative 14.
Oh,
I automatically fail.
You're gonna lose. All right.
My bark skin goes away.
Yep.
Shit.
Now, also your spirit goes away, right?
Let me...
If it's a concentration, right?
No,
Right.
it's not a concentration.
Oh, okay.
But I
No.
believe
So
it
it
does
stays.
go away.
Probably
Go
not.
unconscious.
It might go away. Let me see.
All right, so while you're looking
Gideona,
that
what are
up,
you doing?
while you're looking that up, we got Zorana who's down on the ground struggling with a wolf.
Trying to stand up. Can I do
Yes,
that?
it goes away if I'm incapacitated.
Okay.
Oh.
So what is that? What did that do? They just gave us 10 hits.
Temp.
So do we all lose our temporary hit points then?
No,
Yes,
no.
so-
That
They-
lingers.
The reason for its ongoing effect was for the strength advantage, bonus to strength saves and stuff like that. But once you get the temps, you have them.
Got it.
So that thing was giving advantage on all strength saving throws?
Was it saving throws or was it checks?
It was giving my allies advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws while in the aura.
Oh wow.
I don't think you guys
Right.
realize that.
No.
I did. I said something, and you said it
Oh,
was
you
like
did?
saves,
Okay.
not check. But
All right. Well, it doesn't really affect very
Yeah,
much.
it
You're the only person on the ground
Yeah,
right
it
now. And,
She had advantage on her regardless because of Gideona and Pack Texas, so
Right.
it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
but you, I assume, do stand up at this point.
Yes, I do. Stand up, and I'm probably trying to whack the wolf that's in front of me that bit me in the leg. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
whack it with the
Wolf
staff.
Fuller.
What are you using? Your bow?
No, let's go with my dagger. That's the easiest thing to pull out. Pull a dagger.
Oh, you pull a dagger and you try to stab the wolf. You succeed. You manage to drive your dagger right into the top of the
Yeah.
wolf's head, gritting through teeth and spittle flying, and it is. You can describe what happens
Oh,
because
yeah,
it
'cause
is.
it's dead.
Actually, I just described what happens, so you're good.
Probably just like, probably stab it in its eye to try to
Mhm.
like get it off me, get it off my leg, and just push it off. I've had experience being
Yeah.
hunted by things. That's fine.
So it slumps down to the ground, quite dead. Dagger through its eye. Anything else?
And Winter gets to go again. My turn.
Yep.
So he'll attack the big old dire wolf again. I don't know if 13 will hit or not.
13 will actually miss that target. Yep.
How could you miss? He's 5 feet in front of you.
Just barely, but the direwolf's able to jump back just at the last second. And his antlers just swish empty air.
And that's
Winter hits the mountain back of him, and an avalanche starts.
Could you have Gideona make a charisma save?
I need you to... Sure, you gotta tell me what you're casting, but I need you to make me an acrobatics check. Because it is rocky up here.
I just want to confirm that usually you disconnect horses from the cart because they can't possibly see connected to a cart, but they did not do this for this particular horse. Is that accurate?
You
You
know what?
always take your horse off a cart. You can't
You
leave
know
it
what?
connected for it
Sure,
to sleep.
sure. Actually, that does make more sense. So we'll say you're okay.
All right, I was just...
It is disconnected. The horse is trying to move away, but it's finding it very difficult due to the excessive plant growth in the area.
That's fine. It's not attached. I don't care. But I'm gonna cast banishment on Gideona. It's a charisma saving throw.
Oh my!
Hell yeah!
Nice.
Charisma save for my champion here. Let's see here. What's the DC on this?
16.
Yeah, so
She is. So what happens?
I yell "Be gone," and she basically blinks out of existence for a minute. My
Wait, see-
concentration. So she's sent to a demi-plane. She's off the plane for up to a minute.
Say "be gone" thought first.
Be
Well,
gone!
you see, you hear kind of. You just see like suddenly she was there, and then suddenly a moment later she is completely gone. You hear like a slight loud, not a loud pop, but almost like a snapping of a finger type, and she is completely disappeared. All right.
Yeah, so that's 10 rounds. She'll be gone.
Concentration though. But
Yeah, well, as long as nothing affects me on top of this wagon, I'll be. Yeah, I'm done.
All right. So let me just move the horse here. The horse doesn't get to move very far, but kind of runs off the map. Unless this is just double. All right, and the two guys inside, they seem to be struggling with the plant life as well. So they kind of run outside and they look completely shocked. It took a little while to get up, so I haven't really been able to help you in the combat. Wolf number 6 goes, but it's dead. So Belfreen, this saving throw. All right, and it is 1 strike, Belfreen.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Someone rub some ointment.
Werewolf number 3 is going to go.
it's all out of cream.
Kareem, that's me.
Zach Winter with advantage. It's actually going to crit on Winter. I need a saving throw for Winter. And Winter's also
Ruh-roh.
going to take 12 piercing damage. He gets kind of bit in the lower part of his neck, brought nearly to the ground, but he's able to resist getting knocked prone. But he does take 12. Blood spurts from Winter's neck everywhere along his side, and he whimpers in pain. Wolf number 2 is going to direct his attacks on Kareem. No longer getting an advantage because
Okay.
and only gets a 16, so I believe with your armor
Miss.
that is a miss. Actually, I get an 11. Never mind. All right, Kareem,
Miss.
you are up.
I'm going to whip this this wolf into shape.
Whip it good.
Now 2 hits.
22 and 24. That's 10 and that's 10. And then I'm gonna action surge.
All right,
And
you can describe what happened
I'm
to the first wolf first.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna whip it again towards the jugular. Just gonna go for that neck. Probably cut that thing open and it's gonna just not breathe and fall over to the ground. And then I'm gonna buckle my whip and I'm gonna take my cream out and I'm gonna start rubbing it on my friend Belfrin. What do I need to roll for that?
Whatever the healing.
I forgot what it was.
Here, I have it written down. It's
Just in case.
2d8 plus 2.
Oh yeah, Kareem's cream.
Kareem.
I know that cream well.
Cream.
So 7 HP back to you. So you're back on your feet. Action
Alright.
surge gone.
Oh, much obliged.
Yeah. All right. So Thornberry, you are up.
I'm very surprised by Gideona's sudden disappearance. I'm going to turn and just make an attack with my sword at the dire wolf in front of me. Ho ho!
Oh,
Wow.
Very nice.
Wow.
You could describe for me what happens there.
Yeah, just behead it as I turn around in one fell swoop, chop its wolf head off.
Belfrin came back up. She wanted to look good, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I give
my
her a
hero.
little wink, and then I
Did you
send my
cream
send my spiritual weapon. I'll send it over towards Wolf 5 actually. Yeah, because it can move 20 feet. Seeing that these guys have advantage while working together, wants to get rid of that. So I'm gonna attack Wolf 5 for 7
Oh.
damage.
Very nice.
Nice.
And you take him out as well.
Power of the thunder.
Aha!
Get him.
And then I just walk over to Belfrin and say, "What's up?"
So the long blade stabs down into the wolf, piercing into the ground itself. Winter can use this opportunity to attack the dire wolf next to it.
Boom.
Oh my, that is very good, and that is enough. And so you can tell me what happens when we are at
Victory.
He'll
Well, maybe.
stab the body
Oh,
and
maybe.
throw it somewhere, probably on that non-existent tent that is probably only existing for this purpose. Just throw it into it.
It takes appears out of nowhere.
The stag
All right.
skewers the wolf. The
I
dire wolf.
apologize for going 20 minutes over, but I didn't want to break up the flow of combat because I thought
No, completely fine.
No problem.
Yeah.
it's close. But
Beautiful.
just keep in mind that Gideona is currently in the effects of the banishment. Time is ticking. I think within a minute she will return. You're not sure if she will continue to be charmed by the vampire that called himself Eric or not. But you were just swarmed by a bunch of wolves that you managed to fairly successfully fend off. And we will end there for the night.
Woo.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, good one.
As you've learned of something called the Womford Bat.
And not to talk to wolves while you're on watch.
Yes.
Talking to the wolves went fine. It was when the vampire appeared.
We've never fought anything that isn't like over 20 feet tall and stupid before.
I'm hoping by sending her to a different plane, it will break
they're
this
stupid.
charm.
That's a good thought.
That's what I was thinking.
We'll find out next session.
Yeah.
Next time.
Find out
on
next
Dragon
episode.
Ball Z.
Yeah, we got 1 minute before she comes back.
Think about what to do. Meanwhile, what's it called? The Jax is like screaming at it. His lungs like, "What the hell's going on? Where's Gideona?" And like I said, we'll end there. So we'll pick it up in a couple weeks on the.
Can I
8th. Go ahead. On the
Can I
17th.
prepare my action to grapple her?
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the beginning of next session.
Okay. Sure.
Thank you everyone for playing tonight. We will play.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
39.
Thank you, Joe.
Man, we're getting up there.
Yeah, that's right. All right, guys. Hope you had fun.
All right,
For sure.
good night.
Awesome.
Good night, all.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.